They just like go way too far just to make it edgy, and it's like, dude, like you're not doing it tastefully. You know?
Yeah. Just to like blow people away, like they're gonna be so shocked.
Yeah, and it's just more like, oh, dude, what are you doing? Like that's like my new favorite podcast I listen to is one
Nothing
called
special.
No, no, it's called Legion of Skanks. Have you ever heard of that podcast?
No, never have.
It's like it's labeled as like the most offensive podcast on earth, and I feel like it probably is. But it's like done in a really funny way,
A very tasteful way.
No, I wouldn't even go that far, but like it's pretty like crass, but like it's funny. You know?
Yeah. Is it hosted by two guys, two women?
It's hosted by three guys.
Three guys.
Okay. There's no way a woman would agree to host that show.
I was say like Legion of Skanks.
Legion of
Skanks. Like,
oh, well, that's a clever name for it. It's like, we get the swig real quick.
Yeah, you make me nervous.
Yeah.
Man, y'all gotta catch up. I'm already like,
Jesus
Y'all ready
Christ.
to take over mine.
Yeah, I will.
This episode brought to you by
King Cobra.
Like King Cobra. Shit. We gotta block that.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
See, you should have had bags.
Yeah, fuck. I wanted you to bring us one.
No, well, the thing is, I got it from the village. So I got mine at a different place. Then I got this early, and then all of a sudden y'all hit me up like, y'all gonna bring 40s for me? I was like, I didn't know I was like providing.
Man, I'm coming
40s.
from work.
I thought that was the thing.
No, but anyway, I'll get into that. I actually have a story about this too.
Shit.
That y'all like.
Anyways, guys, this is it. So welcome to episode 44, Not the Special Podcast. We have a good friend of the podcast on right now. We have Robert.
What do you want me to say? You're just like I'm introducing myself to nobody. Like
people are watching.
People are watching. People
nice
are
to
listening
meet
live. Yeah, we got viewers now and we got listeners. So shout out to Another Special Network. Go check out the YouTube. Keep it locked.
Oh,
that's a new thing.
You got a whole network, huh?
Yeah,
we got a network, man.
If you've been keeping up with the podcast, you would know.
We already got like 3 shows in the works.
Three different shows?
Movies,
3 different
couple
shows.
movies too.
Yeah,
What?
I think one of them might be a movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Honestly.
Talking to some people, you know.
Yeah. Boy Spielberg about to come through.
Yeah, we have Robert on the show this week. He's actually going to be leaving us pretty soon, but still
launch right into it. Just like
but
he's enjoying his last 40.
Yeah, but we'll get to that later on in the show. But yeah, man, welcome to you're our second guest ever on the show.
All right, well, thanks for having me. I appreciate
definitely.
I feel honored.
No, don't be. It's not.
Yeah, I looked at you. I was like, nope.
Oh
shit. So one of the things that we one of the cringiest fucking segments we like to start the show with was how was your week? So and I'm gonna spare Frankie this week. I'm just gonna ask you, how's your week, Robert?
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Nah, it's been good, man. Last Friday, I actually went to see one of my favorite stand-up comedians, Bill Burr, came to town.
Oh,
man.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah. He played at the Revention Music Center downtown in Houston, and man, he killed it as always.
That's the Australian guy.
No, that's Jim Jeffries.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking
of.
Yeah. No, Bill Burr's this dude from Boston. He's like his whole shtick is being like real angry, and it's hilarious. He was good. He's also like riding that line where it's like pretty controversial. Like he'll say like things where it's like, oh, is this like misogynistic? And it's like, oh, he's trashing men too.
Yeah.
And it's oh, he's trashing black people and he's trashing white people. It's like, all right, we're riding this line, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everybody's happy.
Is that shit like mad like sold out?
Yeah, actually, I found out about it like a couple weeks ago, and they only had single tickets left, which is why I didn't invite my girlfriend. But I'm kind of glad I also didn't invite her because I don't think she would have enjoyed the show as much as I did.
Yeah. He's one of those comedians where it's like, you know what you're getting into if you go to the show.
Like
if you're wanting to like laugh and see like a wholesome comedian,
exactly.
That's not it.
I'll say if it was Aziz Ansari, I'd probably invite her.
Yeah,
but you know,
for sure.
Aziz Ansari going through some troubles.
Oh yeah.
Hey, let's drink to that.
Let's drink to that. Jesus. Oh, by the way, we have 40s because that's our thing.
That's our thing. So obviously people don't know, but we went to college with Robert, and this was his drink of choice for a long time.
Why are you throwing me under the bus, man?
And he got us into it.
Yeah.
So
delicious 40s. He didn't get us a bag though. What the fuck?
Yeah. Hey, you know.
So this show is brought to you by King Cobra. No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
But it was cheap when you were in college. It's like
Yeah, it's like $2.50 and it's equivalent to like 5 beers.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, the homeless people know what's up.
They do.
Yeah.
They got a game plan. So
it's just $2.50.
Yeah. So, like, you know, actually, so I bought this one separate because I didn't realize I was providing 40s for the podcast.
Hey.
So I got this one earlier.
Look at this shit up.
And, you know, you know, right now I'm staying behind 8th Wonder in East Downtown. And for anybody who's not from Houston, East Downtown, Houston, it's like a little rough. Like, it's up and coming. So they got some nice things, some like, you know, kind of rough things. And, you know, so you go to the gas station, there's like, you know, there's a lot of homeless people around. So you go to a gas station, you're like rolling the dice, like what's about to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I go into this gas station, you know, grab my 40, you know, going about my business. And I go up to the cash register and there's this dude who's checking out and he looks like he's in a rough spot. All right. He's like kind of got like tattered up clothing. He's got like some like questionable rashes on him and stuff. And for whatever reason, he has 4 half-gallons of milk. And that apparently he didn't purchase at this gas station. He just has them. He brought them in, and he's asking the lady behind the counter for like paper for plastic bags to carry his milk.
Half-gallons of milk?
4 half-gallons of milk.
So it's like the skinny ones.
Yes. And
I find those fucking annoying for
What?
some reason. I don't know. I'm just like...
Well, then he has 4 of them. Now, I don't know where he got them, but he's like... The lady behind the counter when I woke up is not looking amused. She's just like...
That's not milk.
Well, and then he's like trying to put him in this bag at the same time, like nervously explaining, like, well, I was riding my bike and I had all this milk and then one of them sprayed open. It was like started spraying milk. And this lady's facial expression just didn't change. She's just like, and he's like, sorry, I just had all this milk. I was riding my bike and I just, and he's like putting it in this bag and there's like milk spraying, like, but not like a lot, just like this like small spray. It's like, and it's like, and I'm like, first off, I'm like, how was this guy previously carrying 4 half-gallons of milk while riding a bike like this? You know? Like,
honestly.
Why is this milk pressurized?
That's
like,
what I was thinking.
It's carbonated.
It's so hot
I got some
outside.
carbonated ass milk.
And it started to boil in there.
Fuck, man. It sucks.
Eventually left, and there was like milk all over the ground, and she was just like, I don't know what that was about. She was just like shaking her head.
But he
like,
walked into the store with them.
Yeah.
That seems like the oldest trick in the book. You just like go in there and you like grab me like, oh, I walked in with these.
Yeah.
Put them in a bag for me.
Damn.
Shit.
No.
So then you had to go back and get the 2 for us.
I did.
Damn.
How
Appreciate
much
it.
I like y'all, man.
What a
Appreciate
guy.
it.
Yeah.
That's why we get you on the show. No, but shit. What was the I still didn't watch that fucking trailer. I meant to watch it before the fucking show. I'm
Here
sorry.
we
What
go.
trailer is this?
Well, it's like a movie coming out that's, I think it's written and directed by, who did I say earlier? It's Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
The guy that's like big and then skinny and then big.
Yeah. He's a fucking amoeba.
Yeah. So like, I guess he's coming out with like a movie called Mid-90s. I don't know. You haven't seen the trailer?
No.
And you say you haven't. I sent it to you. You never watched it. So
My bad.
yeah, it seems it's like obviously happens in the 90s, and it's about this kid, or it seems to be about some kid who kind of gets into skateboarding.
Yeah.
And he gets into like kind of a rough and tumble type of group or whatever. And they're all like drinking and shit and like skateboarding is like, oh, we're going to be trespassing and doing drugs and shit like that. And it seems to be like he's like the young guy.
Yeah.
So it seems like one of those kind of coming of age, but also he's getting wrapped up in shit he shouldn't be. Shit looks really good.
Damn.
Like
It
it
sounds
looks
heavy for a Jonah Hill movie.
Well, I thought you were talking about the Netflix original movie with him and Emma Stone. They're coming out with one too. That shit I've only seen the screenshots
Are
of
you
it.
talking about Superbad?
No, but that's what Seth Rogen he posted a picture of that and it's like, and this Superbad sequel looks weird.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know whether it's supposed to be a comedy or not. I wanted to check it out, but I haven't seen it. But it's like the promotional art is like them in like this weird white suit. And it almost looks like kind of futuristic, but I have no idea. I'm into that futuristic shit though too. You still haven't watched Blade Runner, huh?
No, I saw
Fuck, man.
I
Have
saw
you seen that
the
movie?
No.
Blade
Yeah,
Runner
see?
2049?
No.
Robert doesn't watch movies though.
I don't watch movies.
I was
That's
about to
true.
say like coming into
fuck.
this, I thought like we can talk about. I was like, I clearly remember a time Robert telling me I don't watch movies or something like that. So you should have a luck
Nope.
with that kind of stuff.
Damn it.
But now I never watched it. It's like he let me borrow it like what feels like almost a year ago. And that shit's gonna bump.
Yeah, it is.
Cap it?
Nah, it's just still sitting there. I haven't watched it. Especially because I think I heard it was like 3 hours long or something like that. So.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's like 2 hours and like 45 minutes.
Do they tie it back to the old one very much?
Yeah, they do. They tie it back enough to where like if you didn't watch the old one, you don't need to.
Okay.
Like, you don't need to go back and watch
Harrison Ford in it?
it. Yeah, of course he is.
Oh,
Come on.
He's trying to get that old. He's trying to get that money though.
Yeah.
No, honestly, you know what though? Like, I feel like Harrison Ford is like one of the only actors to where like he honestly just fucking hates like he does not like being an actor. Like he's gone on record plenty of times about like Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I've been wanting Han Solo to die since like fucking part 2. He's like, I've been wanting his ass dead, and then like they just kept bringing me back, and then
I feel like you could get out of it. Like
he tried,
but he came back for like the new ones
because finally
it's money.
Well, no, finally they were gonna kill his character off, and he was just like,
then he was doing
great.
Indiana Jones to fuck ever, like over and over again.
well, that's Indiana Jones.
Oh man,
I think I've seen like one Indiana Jones.
man, yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
That's
That movie
favorite
sucked.
movie of all
that
time.
Movie fucking sucked. That was God, dude. That Crystal Skull shit. Like there's some people who defend it because there's like, what's so bad about like aliens being an Indiana Jones movie? Like the third one, he was like hunting for the fucking Holy Grail. Like what's so bad? I'm like, did you watch it?
You know what
like,
it is, man?
To like,
It's that thing where when you watch movies, there's some things you're willing to let go. There's some
Yeah.
things you're willing to like. All right, I'm watching this movie. I'm
Yeah.
willing to. They can take some liberties.
Yeah.
When you got Shia LaBeouf swinging through trees
that's
and
the
monkeys,
shit.
you
Like,
cannot
that's the
do that.
fucking-
Like
that is the fucking.
I'm
scene.
not willing to let this happen.
That is the scene.
I am not willing to let this. Yeah.
That's the exact scene that I was talking about. Like I was letting it pass. Like okay, first scene, fucking Indiana Jones survives a nuclear blast and he's in a fucking refrigerator.
like a nuclear like.
Yeah, nuclear bomb goes
yeah.
off and
It's gonna get like mad hot, and he's like in a
I'm just-
refrigerator.
yeah, and so I'm like, all right, I guess we're rolling with this. But then once it got to like that an hour and like 20-minute mark, and I just see Shia LaBeouf swinging, I'm like, I'm checked out.
So I've heard about the shit like a
Check
bunch of
the
times. So
fuck
like,
out.
what's happening? He's like Indiana Jones's apprentice or something
No,
like that.
he's not.
No?
Well, he's the Indiana Jones son.
Oh,
Son, yeah. So like
Like
Indiana
his
Jones.
protege?
So like Indiana Jones, like in the first film, he got with this one chick, and that's his mom,
Mhm.
and so they brought like almost the original cast back, so that lady's back, and it was, I mean, like the cast was there, and like the chemistry was okay, but
I want to hear
like-
about these swinging monkeys. Is what I want to hear
The
about. Like,
fucking
he's
swinging
just-
monkeys.
He's just like doing it like
yeah, so
out
like
of nowhere.
first
like,
of all,
his,
like,
like his gimmick, like he's got like a little crew of monkeys throughout the
no,
whole movie.
no, I would have liked that. I would have given a pass to that, but at one point, like I'll say the action scenes in the film, they're decent, like they're pretty good, but it's a lot of green screen,
Mm-hmm.
which like that's just 99% of movies now. But there's this one scene to where they're having this pretty decent like car chase, and Shia LaBeouf's like having like this sword fight against like these two cars. And then
Against
and
two
then he
cars.
gets hit and then he gets hit off of this branch. He gets hit off of this branch. So now like to catch up back to the cars, like you just see him swinging on vines, and there's like monkeys like swinging with him. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Why is this a fucking thing?
Who
Like-
greenlit this? Like
Steven Spielberg, like
He directed it.
Yeah.
fell off.
Did he
hard.
still direct a lot of
Fuck.
shit?
nah, not really. I mean, like he's still on the board, but like,
Yeah, but I mean, like, if he's
Not
coming
after
out with a
that.
movie, are people thinking like
nah.
another classic coming out, or is
Nah,
it like,
I feel
it
like-
doesn't hold what it used to?
I feel like it doesn't hold what he used to, because I feel like whenever they come out with it, it's like, all right, like here we go. Because the last one was what, Ready Player One? That was directed by him, I think.
Oh,
How was that?
I didn't see it.
Oh.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
neither
it.
did I.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was like,
Wait, that seems like a
Man.
movie we should have seen. But
yeah,
like,
because it's
I
something about pop culture references.
So
and
is he
video game shit.
is he completely distance himself from like Jurassic Park, or does he do that as well? Does he do that
he doesn't
anymore?
do that anymore, right?
Nah, he doesn't.
Like,
do
I
it
don't think he
anymore.
distances.
You know what he did? He did direct Lost World, I believe.
Yeah, that was the one right after. That was the second one, though,
That was
right?
the second one.
Yeah, that was like 5 movies ago.
Yeah, it had that real cool part where she was doing gymnastics.
Nah,
with
fuck
the-
that part too.
Dude,
that little girl like just doing gymnastics and you just
Yeah,
kick the
that
shit
part
out
was
that. No, man, fuck. God.
But yeah, I wouldn't distance myself. I would think like, man, I made that masterpiece back in the day. I don't make them anymore. That's
That-
not me. But
That like I feel like every 5 episodes we touch back
Indiana-
on Jurassic Park,
yeah,
but like
Indiana
Jurassic Park's my
Jones
shit.
too.
Jurassic Park's my
That's
shit
what
though.
that's what the common denominator
we
is. That's
talk
what you always come back
fucking-
to.
We talk about Jurassic Park all the time.
Paleontologists love Nothing Special. Like love us. Yeah, no, that's a good ass movie though.
We talk about Jackie Chan all the time in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, we do talk about Jackie Chan. Oh yeah, he finally apparently the news came out that like he finally confirmed that Rush Hour 4 is being made.
Oh my god.
Rush Hour 4 is being made. You're not gonna see it. I'm gonna watch that shit.
I'm gonna see it, but I feel like he already had his movie. I don't know.
He didn't. Don't you fucking hit me with that.
Like, The Foreigner sucked so bad that I feel like
The Foreigner. Okay, like The Foreigner wasn't
his
a good
thing
movie.
to be in to begin with. Huh?
Exactly. Yeah, I appreciate Jackie Chan, but
You see that?
The Foreigner wasn't the greatest.
I didn't see The Foreigner. I'll say this: Rush Hour 1 and 2 were good enough that they like kind of carried the trilogy. 3 fell off hard. But I'd probably see it with low expectations just because the first 2 were so good. The gap is too big.
Yeah,
it's
the
too
gap
big
is
when
huge.
you try and like, let's reboot this. It's like, man, Chris Tucker's just gonna be fatter. It's like,
is he fat?
I'm just speculating.
I'm sure like they'll lean heavy into the like, we're too old for this shit, Jackie.
Yeah.
We're too old for this shit, Lee.
Remember me, that guy? I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
That's like a Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I know.
They tried to bring Lethal Weapon back.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they tried to bring Lethal Weapon back for a little bit.
With both the guys?
Yeah, and then Mel Gibson had
He's
to
like, I'm way too old for this shit.
Mel Gibson fucking went insane for a little bit, so.
Is he not allowed to like kind of be in things anymore? I feel like he definitely got like edged out of the scene.
I think he's more directing now.
He did that one movie, The Beaver.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah,
remember he had
that
like a
one.
little puppet beaver?
Yeah.
And it's like he had to talk through it.
It was like an independent film.
But that shit like flopped super hard.
Yeah.
I could see why.
I wonder why. Yeah, no, yeah, so Rush Hour 4 is coming. I mean, I'm there. I'll be there.
I mean, I'll be there.
You know I gotta be there.
Yeah,
like I gotta support him.
I just feel like I don't know, the judgment's still out if like Jackie Chan still has it. But then he made that one movie that we watched here that one day.
That shit was good.
Like,
dude.
I don't know what it was called. It's a I don't know if it was
Yoga.
Netflix.
Wasn't it Yoga Kung Fu or Yoga Master or some shit?
I don't know. It looked like some goofy ass movie that he was in.
Man, Jackie Chan makes a fuck ton of films that like a lot of people just don't realize because I think like 'cause a lot of it comes out over there like overseas, and so like he made a film last year I believe with like fucking Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny,
oh yeah,
what?
he did.
It's called Skip Trace. It's on Netflix.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about, but like he definitely made a movie with them, and it's like
It's a weird pairing.
It's like this. I think it's very similar to like The Rundown, except like Jackie Chan is The Rock, and Johnny Knoxville is just fucking Johnny Knoxville. I think that's it.
That's a weird pairing, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's probably why they were like, "Fuck it, just bring Chris Tucker back."
Just make it Rush Hour 5.
Yeah, what the fuck we doing?
But there was a movie like so we had just seen The Foreigner, and that's the one that was like Jackie Chan is in this dark ass movie where he's older, but he's like beating the hell out of people. And the trailer looked really kind of brutal, you know? Like it was like, damn, Jackie's doing some heavy shit.
Mm-hmm.
We went to go see it. And he's got his like spare moments, but it's really not about him. Like what's about him, but it's just not that good. It's really I thought it was really boring.
Yeah.
Does he have any movies like where it's like a serious kung fu movie, like it's Ip Man or something like that?
Oh,
With
I
Jackie
mean,
Chan?
he's coming out in Ip Man 4.
No.
He's fighting Donnie Yen in Ip Man 4.
Are you serious? You
Yeah.
better win that shit. Donnie Yen's going down.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I love Donnie Yen though, man. Like, Donnie Yen is my shit. But
Bro, I mean, he may have really good martial arts, but has he ever like kicked anybody's ass with a coffee table?
No.
I don't think so.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
Is Donnie Yen like the hero in those movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's it, man.
So you want him to get his ass beat in his own movie?
I mean,
By Jackie Chan.
He has before.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
But Jackie Chan's old and washed up. What are you gonna?
I mean, he's a master though.
What about Jet Li? You see those
I wouldn't be
pictures that he
surprised if
looks all
Jackie
old?
Chan. I wouldn't be surprised if Jackie Chan plays Bruce Lee in that one, even though he's
Oh,
older.
but you said that's the thing, right? He's like Bruce Lee's.
Yeah, Ip Man was Bruce Lee's like master.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In those movies, is Bruce Lee dead?
No. No, because like
He
he
isn't
like
even in him, right?
no, the character like Bruce Lee comes out as a kid in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out as like a little boy. And he's like whooping ass.
In the third one?
Probably.
It must be, because I think I've only seen the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
two.
It's the third one, I think.
Okay, so it's not ruining anything. In the first one, it's like Japanese occupation.
Yeah.
Second one, he fights some English boxer dude, which is
Yeah.
kind of weird. Already, I feel like I'm like, man, we're taking like a pretty big
Yeah,
detour
yeah,
here.
yeah.
What was the third one about? Like, what's the...
He fights. I don't know, but he fights Mike Tyson in it.
No!
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's
He
right.
fights Mike Tyson in it.
Wait, I get... Is Mike Tyson played by Mike Tyson?
Yep.
Oh,
You best
my
believe
God.
he is. Yeah, like he's not fighting like
See-
legit Mike Tyson, but like he's fighting Mike Tyson
Fight
as
Iron Mike.
another character.
That's why the fourth one, he's going to be fighting aliens or something. Like, it's going to be off the
Indiana
rails.
Jones.
You know what this reminds me of? You know what's crazy? Y'all know like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
Okay, you know it came from a book, right? Like Charlie
Yeah.
and the Chocolate Factory? Okay. Now you know the movie, right? At least the first one. I haven't seen the one with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But in the one that came out in like the 60s
Like
or
Gene
70s
Wilder.
with Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
You know, at the end, and then, this is how the book ends too. They take the elevator into the sky.
We talked about this like back. Yeah.
Yeah. You know where the second book picks up? That elevator leads to a space station that's under attack by aliens. Yeah. You know, in the first movie, they talk about
galactic fucking candy wars.
They talk about they have to protect the Oompa Loompas from the Vermicious Canids. The Vermicious Canids are an alien species that are like attacking, and they go up to a space station that's under attack by aliens.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I've never heard
Dude, you
this.
talk about going off the rails. It's like, dude, how much LSD did you do in the 60s that took your mind in that direction?
Jesus
I kind of wish they had
Christ.
made that movie instead of like whatever the second one was.
Yeah.
Which was just like a straight remake, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like,
Well,
it took some liberties,
Yeah, it was like an artistic change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fucking Johnny Depp.
I thought I saw an It Man once, and it like the one I saw, I thought it was kind of post-apocalyptic, but maybe they were just in some ruins or something.
It Man?
Yeah,
Nah,
not at all.
nah. It's like
not.
it's like it takes place in like the 30s, 40s, and shit like that.
It's Japanese occupation of China.
Maybe it's so ruined up and shit.
When I think back at like franchises that took like a huge ass turn, we had we had a very short lived segment, but we're gonna bring that shit back. Frankie's takes.
Oh yeah,
Where like we're like
one time.
but I want him.
It's a segment now.
Yeah, fucking Frankie has like seen like no movies at all, like when it comes to like classics, and so when I found out one episode that he had never seen Back to the Future, I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Have you ever seen Back to the Future?
I have.
Okay, thank God.
Well, he's lying. Just to like...
yeah, he's like yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, like he had never seen Back to the Future. I made him watch it. He liked it.
Yeah,
you liked it a lot. You love that shit.
Imagine if I was a kid, I would have been like, "Damn, I want to be fucking Michael J. Fox."
Yeah,
well, like I feel like Back to the Future 2 comes out, and it's like it picks up like in a very cool like way. Like he almost has to go back and redo some of the events from part 1, and that shit's great. I think part 2 is probably my favorite. And then when part 3 hit, as a kid, I remember being fucking confused as shit because you got the original cast coming back, but it takes such a huge left turn. And do you remember what it is? Like they go back to like fucking Western times, and they're all cowboys.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
yep.
they're all cowboys and shit, and like it's just fucking weird, man. Like it's definitely like.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is. It works. Like it definitely works. But like I'll tell you right now that like the DeLorean, it's no longer the time machine. Now it's like a fucking train.
Well,
yeah.
They're in Western times.
I mean, like the DeLorean's still there, but like the train is like where it's at apparently. So
you know what you remind me of too?
There's also a little kid that points to his penis in that film. yeah. There's this scene at the end where like Doc is like, "All right, Marty." It's like a very touching scene between him and Marty because it's the last movie. So like Doc's just like, "All right, Marty, well, I catch you later." But like it's very touching, and for some fucking reason, the little kid in the background is like, he does this. I'm not fucking kidding you. He does this, and he points to his penis, and it's like right there in frame.
Is it like in the background though?
It's right.
It's like kind of like now what you're focusing on.
The worst part is that it's like whenever Doc Brown is talking, it's like right here. It's like right
so
here.
It's not like scripted. Dude, it's just some
extra like best photobomb of all time.
Yeah, I think what happened is like one of the kids had to. I think that kid had to like pee or something. So he was like, "Gotta pee."
Oh,
like, he was pointing to his penis, just like
struggling on that.
Yeah,
one.
he's like, "I don't know about this take, but like I gotta go." And then I want to say they recently released. I forgot to bring this up a couple episodes back, but they came out with a director's cut of I think Jaws, and it was like, oh man, we got this super wide cut of like Jaws where like we found like a couple of extra footage and like we widened the frame a little bit so you see much more. Well, like nobody did any like research or actually I guess watch the wider frame, but like at one point like the frame widens and it's like this is it, and there you can just see one of the actors, like one of the extras, fucking pants is another extra, and like, like his ass is hanging out and everything, and the guy like bends over and picks it up. And the worst part about that is like it's right there, like you can't ignore it.
Made the final cut.
It made the final cut, and then like God. Of course they sold it, so they can't like it's not like they can all these Blu-rays and shit. So yeah,
it's like
just getting pants.
My favorite blooper in a movie that was pointed out was in the first Star Wars when they're on the on the Death Star, the guy like knocks his head, and you can hear it like, thunk.
Yeah. yeah.
Isn't there all kinds of shit like that in Star Wars?
Yeah, there's a couple of things.
Like, is there just so many of those dumbass like stormtroopers?
Dude, I mean,
they're just like constantly doing dumb things.
Yeah, I think
can't see shit in these helmets.
George Lucas though, man, he it's notorious of like you cannot find the original cut of Star Wars anymore. You can't.
They just been changing it.
Because George Lucas, like every fucking edition of like DVD or VHS, he would add all these like special special effects. So if you go back now, or if you buy the Blu-ray now and you watch the original Star Wars, there's like an extra like song. There's a song in there where like these aliens are singing a song and they're dancing and shit.
What?
Yeah, and it's all CGI and everything. And everybody's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
What is this?
It sounds like some Willy Wonka and space shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And so like that's why when Disney bought it, everybody's like, fucking finally. But apparently everybody's pissed off at Disney now too.
I mean, what do y'all think about the direction that series is taking?
I never saw the last.
I'm liking where it's going.
I've never been like a big Star Wars fan to begin with, so I never really watched the older ones.
Did you watch it?
I mean, I know like the
just
first
watch
two
movies.
trilogies, and then after that, the only thing I've seen is I watched Rogue One.
I like that one.
That's
though.
dope. I like that one.
That was like,
No, that's not really like part of
Trash on
the
Rogue One.
like Star Wars. This trilogy, right? That's just like a little side story.
yeah, it's like a whole thing. But I don't know, something about it. It's just like too much like content. It's like, man, y'all are really like making the most out of this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
let's get it while the getting's good. You know,
I
what I'm
like
saying?
that one, but and I think I like what was the first of this new trilogy?
Force Awakens.
But that was all right.
Force
Hold on a
Awakens, I think,
second.
was
Actually, I
dope.
may be getting confused here. Which one has the woman as the lead?
Force Awakens.
That's
No.
Force. That's the one I
Oh
saw. I
no,
didn't
no,
see
no.
that's
Rogue-
also like
Rogue
Rogue
One
One,
also
too.
has it too. Did they go to the Death Star and shit like that?
I don't even remember it. I don't even.
Shit. Are there do they have lightsabers in Rogue One?
Nah.
They like the one it basically parallels the very first
That's
one.
Force Awakens.
Did you see the
Force
guy?
Awakens.
Exactly what I
That's
thought.
what I'm
Like,
talking.
when that
It
shit
was
came
like
out.
Oh, most
it was
definitely.
too close. I was like,
That's
Most definitely.
Alright,
it
see,
was.
I'll give it
Most
that.
no, but
I'll give
yeah,
it
most
that.
definitely it was that.
I
But
was like,
like,
anybody you talked to was like, but it's supposed to be,
but that is why
whatever.
I love the Last Jedi, the second part, so much more.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah, the Last Jedi is part 2 to that new one. Because there's already been 2 main new Star Wars out.
Wait, the last.
So
oh,
during
I
the
was
third
thinking. I was thinking
trilogy-
Return of
No,
the
no,
Jedi.
no,
I was
no,
thinking
no,
Return
no,
of the
no.
Jedi. Got you. Okay.
But anyways,
What shit?
back to that. So with fucking Star Wars, right? That's what I like so much about the Last Jedi is because the first one was the Force Awakens, and that shit was mad. Like, it's really like parallel against the New Hope, the first Star Wars. And I didn't mind that. Like, all right, we're just getting this new story. The Last Jedi comes out, and that shit switches up fucking everything. It changed. Like it like I think they purposely like looked at like Star Wars Reddit, Star Wars like fandom, and was like, let's look at all these theories that these fucking people are coming up with, and let's just shit on them. Like, let's just fucking shit on everything. We don't want to like we're not catering to y'all anymore. Like, we're Disney. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Well, so
Put
like
Mickey Mouse in this bitch.
yeah. Fuck them. Yeah. And so like, and so they came out with The Last Jedi, and they just flipped the script, man. I mean, like they did so much shit with that film that they had like the director of that one was not J.J. Abrams. It was a completely new guy, and he did so much shit in that film that I think changed Star Wars from being like a Skywalker film, because it felt like Star Wars always revolved around Skywalker, the family. Well, now it's like open. Now he basically opened that shit up to like explore other avenues, and that's why I really appreciate that movie. But like a lot of people are fucking pissed off about that movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I see it as like an open door for them to like go somewhere else with it, and I think that's what they're doing. But I don't know, because I think like J.J. Abrams said that he's like taking that shit back over. And I'm like,
Must be a repeat of
yeah,
whatever the last one
I
was.
feel like J.J. Abrams is like, you fucked my story up. You fucking fucked all that shit. But speaking of Disney, though, the deal went through. Disney bought Fox. So now Disney owns all of Fox and all of their properties.
Like 73 billion or something.
Yes, I think it was like upwards of $73 billion.
That's a lot of fucking money.
That essentially, I mean, like, that's, I think I was talking to my cousin about it. Jesus,
Christ.
40s. Sorry.
I'd be like, I'm sitting right here, so I'm the one that's like, oh, okay, get it close so we can.
But I was talking to my cousin about it. He's like, fuck, man, like Disney basically owns like 43% of like everything that we watch now. When you think about it, they have so many licenses now. They have like, now that they have Disney already owned Marvel. Well, now Disney owns the Marvel properties that Fox had. So that means Disney now owns X-Men. They now own Fantastic Four.
You got Deadpool.
Do they have Deadpool? Oh,
That's
they do got Deadpool now. So like now they're gonna be bringing in that shit.
I
into
just
the
wonder.
Marvel
I worry
Cinematic
about what happens to
Universe.
Deadpool. Really, I'm just like, are they still gonna make that shit rated R? Or are they gonna
They
Disney
have
it up?
to.
They have to. It'd be as much as they like, their image, they probably like money more.
Yeah,
Fuck
obviously.
yeah, they do. Yeah, most definitely. And I think like my cousin put it. My cousin Yvonne, he helped us shoot some shit this past weekend, so appreciate you on that. Shout out to Yvonne. But he basically said, he's like, when you think about it too, like Pulp Fiction is pretty much a Disney film because Pulp Fiction is like from Miramax apparently, and Disney owns Miramax. He's like, so Marcellus Wallace is like, or Mia Wallace is like a Disney princess.
that was the thing I used to read about. Like it's Alien, I think, as well. So they were talking about like, so does any like the xenomorph queen
is a Disney
so
princess.
yeah, so that makes all the aliens born from there like Disney princesses.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's true. Those movies,
that shit's
need
nuts.
to end.
Though.
I feel like those alien movies I could go for like not being.
I'm gonna get back to. I want to get back to that alien shit because I finally saw the last one, and I'm gonna get back to that. Yeah, but that Fox and Disney merger, man, that shit's fucking huge, dude.
Yeah,
Disney's gonna be on they're gonna be.
Do they own The Simpsons, or is that like?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they own The Simpsons now.
Can they end that or what?
That the animation's gonna get better.
I mean, they need to.
I don't know.
Hey man, when's the last time you watched The Simpsons?
I feel like years, and when I do, I watch the old shit.
I've been watching it like on FXX, whatever the channel is, and I feel like when I catch it, it's usually newer episodes, and I don't know, they're not as good as the old ones, but I still appreciate the humor, I guess. So you can watch them and be like, there's those little parts where you're like, I like that. But now it's kind of just like little pieces here and there.
Yeah.
Whereas it used to be like whole episodes. There was that classic Rodney Dangerfield episode we used to like watch all the time.
Fucking man, the old Simpsons,
ridiculous.
The old Simpsons had such a fucking charm that like you couldn't match, man.
Yeah.
Like they were the first that did a lot of shit. And then I also saw this thing where like The Simpsons was the first cartoon show to feature like a cast of returning outside characters. Like they were the first ones to actually branch out and have like a community of characters other than the main like family.
Yeah.
And ever since then, that's what all the shows do now. Fucking Family Guy does it. American Dad, fucking I don't know, fucking everybody. Every
show.
Yeah. All by the same
South
guy
Park.
too. Yeah, South Park. All of them follow that Simpsons formula. And it's just like, man, they were paving the way for that
You
shit.
didn't really watch it, right? Like growing up?
No, not.
Because I remember we were in college when we
lot.
weirdly got into like season 8 for some reason. I think you had never seen those.
I didn't know. I was never really into watching The Simpsons that much.
And then like we really got into it for like half a semester or something. Or
I remember you and Cashman were watching that like all the time.
Hey man, she was good. Then I got you didn't like that Rodney Dangerfield one.
Nah, but you know what, you're bringing me back to we were talking about like movies that like pretty hard to follow. I feel like I remember we watched Caddyshack and it was like, fuck is going on in this movie?
I thought it was like a classic for a reason.
No, it's a classic.
I think I skipped class to watch like Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Like I would find any reason to like skip class. Like y'all about to watch Caddyshack?
Oh,
I don't have to go to biology. I'll kick it here with you guys.
I was really fucking heartbroken that y'all watched that shit and I wasn't there.
It wasn't that good. Or I didn't think it was that good.
No,
that's exactly what you told me. I was like,
it's a weird
I would
thing,
like
man.
to watch it with y'all.
It's like, you know what it was like? It was like a bunch of like disjointed, like dark Saturday Night Live sketches that were all just like piecemeal together or something. That like the storyline was like, I don't even know what's going on.
That was essentially just like a bunch of comedians that were just kind of friends with each other and they just got together and made this fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's exactly what they did. They were the Adam Sandler films before Adam Sandler films.
But even Adam Sandler films, I mean, I like
Not
some
now.
Adam Sandler films. Not now. I mean,
Not
I
now.
like some old Adam Sandler films.
yeah,
but
yeah.
even they have like storylines, like you can follow them.
So this weekend I was watching Comedy Central for some reason, and they were showing Big Daddy.
That's a good ass.
And I was
fucking
watching
movie.
Big Daddy. When I was
Good-ass
watching
movie.
it, I was like, damn, Adam Sandler looks so young here. And I started to think about like how shitty these movies are now.
Yeah.
But then I started to really realize, man, the motherfuckers had like a pretty long ass career.
Yeah.
And not only that, like a very like, I don't know. I think people know that like he's had popular movies, but they're pretty. I feel like some of them were pretty good.
Yeah.
And like, I know he's kind of dumb, obviously, right? But there was that, and then there was like that movie, The Longest Yard, which I feel like is later on and maybe like not as good. But even then, I'm like, it's pretty good movie too.
I feel like the last Adam Sandler good Adam Sandler movie that he made, honestly, was Click. I think Click was like the last one. I like Click.
He's about to get like I don't know about that.
No, I never saw it.
I like Click.
I've only heard about it, but I like
Click.
things
Click was actually like that one was actually pretty like that was pretty sad like towards the end, but
that's
it was
what
good.
I heard. Is it like, man, it really?
Yeah, it got kind of weird.
It gets you. But I think Click was like the last one, and I still to this day, even though he has the classics like fucking Waterboy, Big Daddy, Billy Madison, and Happy Gilmore. Like I think my favorite one was probably.
I just love Happy Gilmore.
I think my favorite one is probably still like 50 First Dates. I fucking
Really?
love that movie.
I
love that movie.
There's a weird phase of movies I don't know where like the ones early on, which is like The Wedding Singer.
Oh,
yeah, Wedding Singer's good.
I think it might be The Wedding Singer. I think it might be that. But I showed you that one.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch the whole thing. We watched a little bit once at Holly's. Shout out to Holly. And then...
Shout out to Holly, man. She's been supporting us since day one.
Hey.
Shout out to Holly.
Cheers. Hey, we haven't cheers on this podcast yet, neither. Hey.
No, I was going to save it to the end.
Yeah.
There's about to be no beer left.
Like it cracks over my fucking laptop.
We watched a little bit of that one. And I remember thinking, like, you know, they weren't as goofy, right? He's obviously like a funny guy who's kind of weird, but it was more. It's got like.
But that felt like that was like.
But they were good movies, right?
A damn good movie, man.
You know what I bond with? You know what? Really, I was like, Pedro. I know this guy's a good guy because you agreed with me that Joe Dirt was a good movie.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
Dude, Joe Dirt is
Exactly.
fucking hilarious, man.
I was like, I know it's stupid. I know it's stupid. I know it's rocking like a 6.5 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
But shit, it's funny though.
Dude,
I don't give a fuck.
That shit is so good, man. Like when I think back,
I've never seen
my number one memory from going to I saw that shit in the theaters. I saw it with mom and dad, and my mom had to actually escort my dad out of the theater because he would not fucking stop laughing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it got to the point. He was having like a fucking laugh attack or some shit, man. Like he could not stop. And like it got to the point.
Imagine like fucking your dad laughing out.
Yeah,
I know.
dude. And it got to the point to where where he was like really like like he was deep. He was deep into that shit, and my mom was like, "Oh my god, come on, like we gotta go right now." And the whole way down, my dad just like laughed his ass off. God,
You know what's great about that too is because your dad's like kind of intimidating.
Oh fuck,
I mean,
yeah, he is.
I gotta keep my voice down. Come up here and say some shit.
I was
But,
saying, like, I've heard him laugh before. It's usually just like a,
yeah,
that's it. Like that cuts off right there.
Yeah, no, he's he laughed his fucking ass off, and that was like that alone made the movie worth it. But the movie itself, I love that film so much.
I know.
Like even the little things about the film, like Kid Rock comes out on it, and Kid Rock is like his like Joe Dirt's bully. And when Joe Dirt is like running away for the first time, he has like a Def Leppard shirt, and he's running down the track, and fucking Kid Rock's like, Def Leppard sucks.
Yeah.
Like just that little part, and seeing his like mullet, and all that shit was just gold to me, man. I fucking love that.
It is. Much. I know.
Yeah, and the Joe Dirt's girlfriend on that film.
Yeah, Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy.
Yeah,
that's my girlfriend's name.
Reason why you dated Brandy.
That's my girlfriend's name.
She's looking good.
Yeah,
who was she? Who's the actress?
She was the girl from have you ever seen Club Dread?
No.
Broken Lizard People.
No.
When she was on that.
Okay.
I don't know what else she's. I always known her as fucking Brandy.
Yeah, you gotta fuck with Mr. Deeds. I fucked with Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds was dope.
Yeah.
Growing up, I fucking loved that movie.
Yeah, Mr. Deeds.
But I feel like the one Adam Sandler movie that I remember thinking not getting enough respect was Funny People. Which is where it was him and Seth Rogen, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I feel like everybody thought like it's gonna be hilarious, but then it was funny, but still kind of like
it was dark.
Kind of hard.
It was a dark comedy.
Yeah, who else was in that? They had
a lot of people, man.
Right? Was there like
Lisa
Chris Rock
Mann?
in that?
There was
Lisa Mann.
Lisa Mann.
Lisa Mann was in the movie.
Was Chris Rock in that, or was that another Adam Sandler movie?
He definitely in like a bunch of Adam Sandler's movies.
Chris
You're
Rock?
talking about Grown Ups.
Oh, yeah. Fucking grown-ups.
He might have been, because I think in that movie, like, everybody plays themselves.
I think you know what?
Except for Adam Sandler. I guess.
Could you trace the fall of Adam Sandler to Grown Ups?
Yeah, because in that movie, Grown Ups.
I think Grown Ups was the first bad Adam Sandler movie though, like that wide release Adam Sandler film.
Funny People, I feel like weirdly
That
kind
came
of
before.
predicted. No, but I feel like it really predicted, because in that movie he's a comedian and actor who does really shitty movies where he, like, one of them is like his head on like a baby's body, so he portrays a baby and he's like, you know, like pretty much like that Wayans Brothers movie that came out.
Oh,
and I feel like not shortly after he started coming out with movies like Jack and Jill, where he played his sister. And then he came out with That's My Boy, I think, where he was like some...
I didn't mind that one that much, but it still sucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's My
like
Boy.
That actually became his movies.
My girlfriend's like had me watch this movie like a while back, like 6 months ago. You ever seen White Chicks?
I think you're making it seem like nobody's ever heard of this movie before.
No, I know.
I've never seen it, but like I definitely know what you're talking about.
I've seen White Chicks. It's White Chicks.
I know. I don't know why she was like, "Oh, this movie's so funny." And I was like,
dude,
okay,
dude.
I'm sorry. I know you're gonna watch this shit.
Dude, White Chicks fell in that sort of like pass range where like everybody that saw that shit was at a certain age, and they were just at this like adolescent like, I'm watching a rated R like comedy right now,
Yeah.
so this shit's funny no matter what. It's not. Like, if you go back, like I didn't see it when it was like hot. I saw it way after the fact.
Yeah,
I don't like the movie at all. It sucks. You know what? One part I do like is Terry Crews.
Oh yeah,
Terry Crews.
Dude, you can't go wrong with that guy.
No,
you cannot go wrong.
No,
he's like crushing it
fucking
in
kills
every.
it.
Yeah.
Whenever he takes
Fucking
his own like that date rape drug, and he's just like fucking raving, like,
Yeah,
with his shirt
yeah.
off. Like that was my shit. He has like the fucking like light up.
The little light bar thing.
What was it? What's another word for chupon?
Pacifier.
Oh.
He has a little light up like pacifier on and shit.
He was in The Longest Yard too, where he's like the guy who like sneaks in McDonald's.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, being a real McAsshole right now, and like the whole movie he just got like chicken nuggets like out of his pants and shit.
I heard there's a weird thing about Goldberg in that movie where like apparently he had just like this like huge dick.
Yeah. They kept calling him like a jackhammer or something like that.
Yeah, remember Goldberg, WCW wrestler?
Nah, man, I never watched any of that.
You never watched
I don't know anything about wrestling, man.
Like, oh?
Nope.
You never watched it at all?
Not at all, man.
No.
No.
See, ironically,
I'm not even like the biggest fan.
y'all are more white trash than I am.
Yeah. That's a thing. I liked it for
Oh,
like,
what the fuck?
I feel like I have this clear memory of like maybe like a 2-year span where like I watched SmackDown and that was it.
I watched that shit.
And I feel like I know a lot of people who were like into like anything before that or after. I just had 2 years where like
You know,
I watch
man,
it every Thursday.
I feel like WWE's in this list of things that I just like totally don't understand
Mhm.
and don't get. I got like WWE. I got like
the soap opera.
anything that like involves watching people dance, like musicals or anything.
yeah.
I'm just
I feel
like
that. I feel
like
that.
I literally have no. I'm like I have no like concept of how this is entertaining to anybody.
You know
Like-
like you know what it
I'm
is?
serious. Like I just
Mhm.
don't like. I'm so like or like no adding it to list plays. I don't fucking like. I just don't.
You know
get
what
it.
though?
I'm
Like,
just like-
I find plays mad like cringy.
What?
I
Yeah.
do.
It's
I
just
find,
in the way
I
they
find
overact.
plays-
I get it.
Yeah, it is. It's and like I understand. Like I'm not hating on plays. It's just not my.
You can
thing.
hate on them.
Yeah,
It's your podcast. You can do
well,
whatever
like,
you want.
well, no. That's the thing is like some people like that's like that's the way they get
That's
into the
their thing?
industry. Is like they go and they do these like Broadway sort of shows, but like something about plays. I just can't watch them for more than like 5-10 minutes. I can't do it. I don't know why. It's just like something about them like overacting is like what you said, but also
Isn't
like,
the way they talk like
fuck. I was just about to get into that. Like whenever they have to like project their voice and shit,
Mhm.
and sometimes they look at the crowd. I'm just like I don't fucking like this. Like, I don't like this one fucking bit. Like
and
I
I'm
don't.
like that with like that because you're watching them perform something live.
I think it had to do. I think it had a lot to do with cats.
I've never seen Cats.
But like those, those fucking infomercials really creeped me out as a kid though. I didn't fuck with Cats like one bit.
What,
I like
isn't that,
a
a very
Cats now.
famous play too.
Yeah.
Like, that shit gets like mad playtime.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like those infomercials used to come out to where like you can buy Cats on VHS now, and I'm just like, I want that shit. Why are you showing me this?
Yeah.
It was like coming on Nickelodeon sometimes.
It's like I'm an 8. I don't got a credit card.
Yeah, it's like,
1999.
better be talking about the aristocrats. Aristocrats.
I also don't like seeing people sing. Really, like if somebody like, let's say you're like, oh, I sing a little bit. Let me show you. I'm like, I don't do it because I feel real like because I have to look at you and be like,
you're singing to me.
Yeah,
but is that not the same thing with like any talent that people trying to show off, or is it specifically singing?
It's something about singing because that feels very like personal to me.
Yeah,
I see that.
Honestly,
like you go going out there with your voice and something. You know, I'm just like, I don't know about that.
I get that.
Then you got to kind of like smile along with them, like
because you got to do the whole head nod, like, oh man,
I'm really feeling it.
I'm really good.
Yeah. So what'd you think? That was good. No, for real.
Oh man, that was really good.
What are you gonna say? Like, nah, that was alright. Like,
I know that's anything though. You got to give them like, yeah. I can't.
Have you listened to our show, Robert? Did you like it?
No, I haven't. But I've heard great things.
But I've heard great.
The Sylvia
all these great people have told me excellent things.
Does Sylvia still watch or listen?
I have no idea.
It's Colin. I think Colin listened to a couple of them. He said that he liked them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not keeping up with everybody's like podcast schedule and shit.
What
like
the
how what
fuck?
they're reading.
No, I'm kidding.
Damn, Robert. That's the only reason we wanted you on.
Oh, just to bring my viewership?
Yeah.
All my 2 people who at one time listened to your podcast.
Yeah, that was like a lot of months ago. Just like,
yeah,
that was like
4 or
before
5 months ago.
Went to school.
That was like in the 20s. That was in the 20s. Oh
but
shit! God
damn
it! I had one more fucking thing. What was it? I completely forgot.
Good podcast.
Oh well, never mind. Let's transition to that shit.
Talking to what we brought Robert here for. The interview.
Introduce it.
Introduce it?
Yeah.
Is it called something?
No.
All right, well, I'll just say it. All right, so we brought our friend Robert here because he's about to embark on a year-long trip.
Yep.
Around the world.
Yep.
Around the world. 80 days, and he'll come back. No, it's 1 year.
It's about a year, yeah.
About a year, and he leaves on Thursday.
On Thursday morning, off to Belfast, Ireland.
Nice.
Northern Ireland.
Why there?
Why there? Because, I'm meeting up with my friend, my roommate who I was living with, who's already got a head start. He's in Dublin right now. And UK was just a good place to start. We figured, like, we're going to ease into all this traveling, you know, speak English, relatively culturally similar. So we're going to meet up there and then go through, like, Scotland and then England. And then in, like, continental Europe for, like, 3 months. And then we got to see where we're going to go from there. But hopefully we're either going to go spend the winter in Africa, in, like, southern part of Africa.
Oh, shit.
Really? Got to go in the summer.
Yeah.
When it's hot.
Nah. Well, it's in the other hemisphere, so it's summer for them.
Okay.
Well, because the other option is we want to take the Trans-Siberian Railway from Moscow to Vladivostok in eastern Russia, but doing that in January is probably a terrible idea when the average temperature is like -10.
Jesus.
So probably sit that one out and then revisit it and then go to Asia after that. Through like
ask him what's the deal with like the whole nominations or like
get down to the real nitty gritty. Be like, so y'all fucked with the elections?
Yeah,
or?
so y'all fucking with like the U.S. elections or not?
yeah. Oh, I actually saw something today.
Yeah,
Putin. I saw something today where they have banners hung up in like the Moscow airports talking about like totally like refuting that shit. They're like, oh, like I don't even know what they say, like you know, stay around long enough and you're gonna think like we're hacking your Twitter account or something. Like, it's some, like, real petty shit. Like, it's something like that. But it's, like, all these huge banners where they're like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It's, like, way too obvious.
Yeah. Fuck them. You're trying too hard, yeah.
When Disney buys Russia.
But They honestly can if they wanted to.
You already travel a lot, though, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Been to how many different places do you think?
How many different places? I think...
fucking lost count. I've lost count how many different fucking places.
It's not...
It'd be like 6.
Nah, I think...
5.
It's not like that many compared to people who travel a lot. I think, like, number of countries, it's like somewhere around 15.
Yeah,
something like that.
Fuck,
more
man.
But, I mean, people who travel a whole lot, they, like, go to way more places.
Yeah.
And, I mean, much to the chagrin of, like, my family, like, since I've started working, which is about 5 years now, I've only spent one Thanksgiving and one Christmas with my family because I've just been trying to travel so much. Like, that's been the focus of my life.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's always that's what I've always known you to be about, is just like traveling. I mean, that shit. The first time I met you, you just came back from fucking studying in Japan.
Yeah,
which is my number one fucking, like, if I can go anywhere at the drop of a hat, it would be fucking Japan.
Honestly,
Japan.
man, I don't know if it needs.
No,
I don't know
fuck
if
that.
after the hype. I'm sorry.
No, fuck that. I've fuck, man.
But you don't
like,
have that
I
weird
would
fetish
love-
for it, like better than
I don't have a fucking fetish for it.
No, the thing is, like, I mean, I thought it was cool. I'd say, honestly, before that, I studied abroad in Hong Kong. I thought I liked Hong Kong a lot more, to be honest.
I've heard that. You know what I learned?
Uh.
Apparently, Hong Kong is not like part of like mainland China.
Yeah. It's got its own government, its own currency.
I did not know
when you
that.
travel between the two, it's considered international travel.
It is.
Mhm.
It is. Did you know
Yeah.
that shit?
Nah,
I didn't know
Robert's
that.
trying to get away with
I
claiming
found
that like two countries.
I found that out this morning
Mhm.
while I was taking like.
We were doing a lot of geography research before you came on the show.
No, I'd like it. It just so happened that I saw this video of just like in December 2049, I believe, Hong Kong will be part of China.
No, it's no. It's already. It's the thing is, it's
They're
already,
trying to make it.
So the thing is, no, it's officially transitioned. In I think you're off by like 50 years, bro. It's in
No.
in 1999. It transitioned from England to China. Officially, the territory was transferred.
But they still got that border that's separating.
They do, but it's they say it's like what do they call it? One country, two systems, where they have like they still consider it part of China, but it's administered as like a special economic zone
Yeah.
because I mean the Chinese is slowly like the cultural aspects of mainland China are bleeding into Hong Kong, and that's actually causing a lot of like issues with that transition as it happens.
Mhm.
There's like a lot of pro-democracy protests and things that happen, and they still have those rights, right? Like that's a right that people in mainland China don't have, the right to protest.
Yeah.
But slowly there's like there's like it's like creeping from mainland China that like more like government authority is like becoming evident in Hong Kong. There's a big resistance movement, and they're also seeing like more mainland Chinese tourists coming through, more government oversight. So originally, they had like completely democratic elections where they would nominate people, they would vote on them, they'd get elected as the whatever. I don't even know what the head leader of Hong Kong is. I'm not sure. I don't know if they got a premier. I don't know if they got a prime minister. I don't know if they got a president. I don't know what it is. A governor, maybe. I'm not sure. Whatever the head position is. But then there was a big thing last time they had elections, since it's now under mainland Chinese control. They came in and basically they said, we'll still let you vote democratically, but we're giving you all the candidates to choose from. Which is not particularly democratic.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in Hong Kong, that's why they had the, I forgot what it was called. I don't know if it was the umbrella. It wasn't revolution. It was like something, the symbol of the movement against this was they all had umbrellas because they would like fire tear gas and things like that. And they would have umbrellas to like defend themselves.
Okay.
And so people just started to, all the rallies, they would just carry umbrellas as a sign of like solidarity with the democratic movement. Mm-hmm. So it's two countries, one system, but it's very like, it's similar like, the next door is also Macau. Do y'all know about Macau?
Not really.
Former Portuguese.
I've heard of it.
Former Portuguese colony that is under Chinese control. It's considered the like Vegas of Asia. And so it actually has higher revenue than Vegas.
Shit.
Oh, so
have you been there?
It's huge.
I've been
there. I've been there twice.
I feel like that's definitely like believable.
Yeah.
Much higher revenue than Vegas.
Yeah, I mean they're pulling from the whole region and all this. But it's the same deal. It's a former Portuguese colony. They have their own currency. You have to pass through I think you have to pass through customs to get there, but it's like a separate administered thing. So it's an interesting like situation they have going on.
Fuck.
But anyway, that was a really long answer to what you just brought up casually. Is like,
what's your favorite Chinese beer? No, I'm kidding.
Tsing Tao for sure.
Tsing Tao, fuck yeah, fucking Tsing Tao's my shit.
Is that actually it, or is that just some like?
Yeah, no, it's the shit.
Yeah,
so that's why they bring it over here.
And it's awesome. It's awesome because over here they have like the fully like it's like 4%, 4.5% like a normal beer here, but over there it's only like 2.5 or 3%. So they sell it in like big bottles like this, which I'm partial to.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
But it's so low alcohol percentage, you can just drink it like all day.
Yeah.
And it's like solid, man. You can just kick it back.
Damn. Jesus Christ. So, but like Tsing Tao, like by itself. I feel like that's a good ass beer. Like
it is good.
I love
it.
Really
Really
like whenever
good.
like every fucking ramen place I go to, I'll
You
fucking
always
get a
get it?
Tsingtao. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had it.
that actually pairs very well with ramen for me. I love
Yeah.
that shit. That and sake.
I don't fuck with sake, man.
Oh, dude, I love
I've had
sake.
it. I've had it
dude.
once, like at a karaoke
I
place.
love sake, especially warm sake. I don't fuck
Fucking
with
I
warm
didn't,
drinks.
I didn't really like the way it tasted.
I don't fuck with warm drinks like at all. Like, and even coffee. I like my coffee like iced or like a cold brew like coffee. But like sake, give me that warm sake. Shit, dog.
Man,
That's a fetish.
That's why I want to go to fucking Japan,
dude, it's just like drinking hot wine. I can't. Like, why would I do that? I don't know.
That like room temperature wine.
It's like
I wasn't.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I wasn't a big fan of that until actually I started dating Brandy. Like Brandy really kind of like opened up my wine preference.
Drinking hot wine?
No, like room temperature, like the non-chilled like wine.
So just red one.
But
Red
the thing
wine.
is,
Red wine. Yeah.
the thing is though, room temperature is one thing. Sake is hot.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'll fuck with like warm sake. Like I just like
don't
that.
know, man.
It's weird. But so I guess like, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, have you ever had it when they like do it in like the traditional style where they have you get it in a box? They put it. You have a box, and you put your sake glass in the box, and they fill it up. They fill your glass up to the very top until it overflows into the box.
Yes.
And then you drink it out of the cup, and then you also have to drink it out of the
box.
box.
Okay, so you have to do that.
I mean, you don't want to waste sake.
So
I don't
okay,
know.
so here's the thing.
You go throughout the rest.
I did. Like here's the thing.
Oh my
Like fuck. I feel kind of bad
So
now.
rude.
I feel kind of bad now because I actually took Brandy and my sister to this ramen place and I asked for like to taste the sake and I ordered the sake and they brought me like this little shot. I meant to get like the bottle, like the little thing that they come in, like the pork.
Yep.
But they brought me the shot first. I was like, oh, I want the bottle. Like, oh, okay, but like you can keep the shot just if you want. I was like, all right. And that shot came in that little box. And when I picked the cup up, it was like drippy with like the sake. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, damn, they're like, this is gross. I was like, is that water? Ugh. And like, I took the shot and I was like, oh fuck, this guy's not getting a tip. But I was just like, oh man, that was just their culture. I love Japan though. Like that's my shit.
I love sake.
Yeah, but like I had no fucking clue. I just thought that was like dirty ass like box that they were giving me.
What's the box like? Was it made out of just like a little plastic box?
It was like a little like almost like a little ceramic box that they put the little shot glass in and like yeah, he's right. Like there's like that much sake within this box that's like this big. And I totally thought that was just like dishwater.
They
or
just
some
fucked
shit.
up. Yeah, no.
I had no idea. Fuck. Now I know. Not sorry, fucking waiter guy.
Sorry for your tip.
Yeah. But, like I didn't skip on him too bad, but like that didn't really like rub me the wrong way.
You know what I gotta say about like Japanese cuisine though is I feel like of course everybody knows about sushi, everybody knows about ramen, but there's like things about Japanese cuisine that I feel like I overlooked that like man they're my favorite dishes. One is Japanese curry. Like no one associates curry with Japan.
No,
they eat that shit.
They
all
love
the
it.
time.
They fucking
all the
love
fucking
it.
time.
Every time. Like they like I've pretty much like visited Japan through fucking YouTube, and I feel like every fucking like food venue over there in Japan, they will have a curry dish.
Yes.
Of whatever sort in like on their menu.
There's a lot of places where I've gotten like get ramen where there's always like a curry section, but I always look at it, I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
Fuck that.
What's this?
Wait for the ramen.
I'm not in India. I'm not in an Indian food restaurant. What is
Fuck
this?
outta here.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, but like I guess I should check it out. You say it's good?
I love it, man. I
Is it
ate
a
that
different
all
style?
the time when I was over there. Yeah, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's always like a brown curry. They just pair it with like rice. They don't even. I'm trying to think. I don't think they even pair it with meat a lot of times. It's just like curry and rice, and they put a garnish of like what's the pink like ginger. They put a ginger garnish. Man, I love it. Oh my god, it's so good.
Damn, Robert's getting hungry.
I know, I am.
I'm getting hungry as fuck now.
Yeah, I know. And then what's another one like donburi? I feel like that one's kind of well known.
Don't even know
Donburi,
what
where
that
it's
is.
just like a bowl of rice and they put like a topping. They put a topping of like classic one is like katsudon where they put like grilled. I'm sorry, like fried pork on top.
Yeah.
But they have like a myriad of like different toppings you can put on it. That's one of them that's good. And then my favorite, bringing it home, okonomiyaki. Which is
Fuck yes, dude.
so flying under the radar. This
dog.
shit is flying under the radar
Okonomiyaki?
so hard.
That's my
Is
shit.
that the egg
man.
shit you were looking at the other day?
No, it's noodles.
Okay.
They can put eggs on it.
Yeah.
They can put it's like a noodle pancake. They take
Well, that's
noodles.
what we were watching here the other day, right?
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, it's that. It's
and
that.
like
It
one
was
of them
exactly
looked a
that.
lot better than the other one.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that shit, dude. That is my number one thing that I want to try when I go over there. I've
Dude,
looked up
it is the
okonomiyaki
shit.
in Houston.
I know a spot. There's a spot.
There is a spot.
There's a spot. I'll give it to you after we end here. I'll
Yeah,
show
you
it
don't
to
want
you.
to put it out there for everybody. Yeah?
Well, I mean, I don't know. My phone's all the way over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like can't. I gotta look it up. I saved it on Reddit. I gotta dig through shit.
Dude.
I'll give it to you though.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So it's fucking so good. It's mostly in like the Kansai region, so central and then also southern region.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's so fucking good. It's just like a bunch of noodles that are like fried with all sorts of different like sauce. It's like you put sauce on top.
You got like
put
you
various
got
stuff on
like
top.
cabbage on there. You can
Yep.
put an egg on
Yep.
it.
Yeah, the egg.
You
was
cover
Yep.
it with that fucking it's not like a katsu sauce. It is like they cover it in like some sauce and they put like the seaweed flakes. That shit looks so good. And the reason I know I would love that is because I follow this one dude on YouTube, and his name is Mark Weens. I give a shout out to him because I've seen enough of his like films. I've seen enough of his YouTube videos, and he's a very like food centric guy. Like he's a huge foodie, and that's the only time I've ever seen him try something. And he's like, "Yeah, it's all right." I know I would love that.
Oh, what the
like,
Dude, it's just
like-
for everything that's in it.
yeah,
looks
like
good.
everything that's in it. I'm just like, if he like kind of likes it,
when
I know
I was
I'm gonna really fucking love
When I was
that
watching
shit.
it here, it looked fucking good.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
tight,
fucking
and it's
great.
cool
then
to-
you can make it yourself at a little table, like you were
Yeah.
showing there.
So I understand where you make it yourself,
Uh-huh.
but I know they usually like make it in front of you though.
It's
And
on, and they
make
serve it to you on a grill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah.
exactly. They serve it to you on a grill, so it's still hot. It's still
Yeah.
dope.
That's the thing, man. Like
No,
that shit.
well,
That
fuck
shit.
yeah.
Nothing special does Japan. Like
So you always told me like when you guys travel, you're at that. And I don't know much about traveling, man. I've only been a couple places here in the United States. I've been to Guatemala a lot,
Yeah.
and I went to Canada once.
that was a good ass time.
It was fun, but that Canada's Canada. It's not like
Pretty
any
similar.
fucking different, right?
Yeah.
And then we went to Seattle. We stayed at Stevens and all that.
That's a good ass time.
But I think
No, yeah, you're good.
all right, okay. Kicking the mic from you that you're about to like.
Oh, no.
Well, I've always stayed in like hotels and things like that, and y'all always like we stay in the hostels.
Oh yeah. For
And
sure,
I
man.
I feel like I don't know much about hostels. I know like they get like I think people feel weird about them.
My
Probably.
only exposure to hostels is the movie Hostel.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think
You
it's
know
like
what's
I don't
funny?
think it's like that. I
I
just
know.
I find it weird to stay in a place with like people I don't know, maybe, and like trust them that like
Yeah.
That's a
they're not
good-ass
gonna fuck with
movie,
my
though.
stuff.
So
That's a good ass movie.
I think
though.
that actually like for whatever reason, I don't know
feel
why
like porn
Americans
is.
don't have a lot of exposures to hostels.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, actually, what you're saying is actually like pretty common when I talk to Americans about
Yeah.
hostels. They're like, my
That's
only
all they
experience
know.
is the movie Hostel,
yeah.
which I guess it's weird. Like I feel like Americans in the traveling scene were like very isolated from the international travel
Dude,
scene.
oh yes, they are most definitely.
A lot of it comes to when Americans think of travel, they think of something like extravagant. They think of like I'm gonna go on like a cruise or I'm gonna go to a resort.
Yeah.
Somehow this is like the foundation of like Americans traveling.
Yeah.
They think that's what travel is.
They're going to
Yeah.
paradise or they're like
I'm gonna spend a ton of money.
We're
like-
in paradise.
all right.
That was
You're like Robert's not gonna know what you're talking about, but okay.
Got no fucking idea.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I feel like the difference between like the American perspective where it's very like, at least most people think that like travel is like this luxury that you have to spend a lot of money on, which I mean I guess it's inherently like kind of expensive because you have to like fly, you have to buy a flight somewhere,
Mhm.
but and I feel like a lot of Europeans, Australians, people around the world in general, more plugged into this like network of hostels, and in general, even outside of hostels, just traveling like more cheaply. It's not about resort; it's about like just kind of seeing the countries outside of this luxury experience.
Mhm.
So I first experienced it when I studied abroad in Hong Kong, and I met all these Europeans, and they're like, "Hey man, let's go travel around. We're gonna stay in these hostels." And I know Frankie, you were saying like, "Oh, about this idea about like sharing space with these people I don't know,"
yeah.
but it's like really plugs you into this like community feeling where you stay in. Usually you're staying in dorm rooms between usually like 8 people is pretty standard, but it goes up to like 16 people generally. Yeah, but you don't have a lot of personal space. Like you have a community bathroom.
Mhm.
There's usually drunk people just at all hours of the day, depending on whether you go to like a party hostel, which is just you're there to like
Oh,
get
you're
drunk
there,
and
yeah.
party,
You know what you're there for.
or there's like calmer hostels which are boring. So you got to know what you're going for. You got to look at the reviews and see like what its shtick is,
Yeah.
but I love it because it's really like you meet just people from everywhere. People are friendly. People always want to hang out. Even if it's a chill hostel, people are generally hanging out. It's just a much more enjoyable experience. You know, you always have companionship. Even if you travel by yourself, you can always meet people.
And then that becomes your group for like exploring the area around, right?
Exactly.
Because you're there and you start this, I guess, this bond with people.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that what allows you to kind of explore a little bit more,
get
out of your comfort zone. Right?
And so a lot of them are good about having like things like, we're gonna have events like we're gonna have a pub crawl, starting at the hostel. Everybody meet here at 8.
See, that's what I really fuck with, man. Like I love that. I love that little sense of like a community, but a community that like just started like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what we're doing.
So you're just having a good time. There's no like. I don't know.
People
like
aren't
weird...
copying your passport and then sending it to like a network of people.
No, it's
totally... I feel like the second. My thing is, I feel like the second I leave the hostel, it's like, let's look through everybody's stuff while they're gone. Like, I don't know. That's what I feel like.
I mean, usually they have lockers so you can lock your stuff up. All but honestly, I generally don't. I just leave my shit on my bed and it's like fine.
When you travel light, I guess you don't take much stuff. Just your clothes
I just have like a backpack, like it's a relatively good sized backpack.
Yeah. But, I feel like I kind of follow the belief that my dad has. It is like, if somebody's gonna do some shit to you or like kind of like try to steal your shit, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it regardless. Like, don't try to like, be careful with whatever you travel, but like, don't let that shit hinder your like experience of like going places.
So I've only had one really bad hostel experience.
Please tell us.
Oh, it's good. Don't worry. It was in Brazil. We were there between 2014 2015.
Shout out to Brazil.
New Year's. Shout out Brazil. I mean, the place sketchiest fucking place I've ever been, but
dude,
yeah.
I know.
And this is only
what part of Brazil were you
in Rio? We were in Rio for New Year's.
Nice.
And we don't plan shit, so we just kind of like we were staying in Sao Paulo is where we flew into. That's where the cheap flights were, and we were flying to Rio for New Year's. And we booked this hostel like last minute, and it was like expensive, especially for Brazil. It was like $120 a night.
Oh, what the fuck? For a hostel?
Even in Europe, they're like $20, $25.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
$30 a night.
Why was it so expensive? Just
because it was New Year's.
Okay.
Right? And everything else was booked up. This is our only shot. And we waited till the last minute. We waited till like the week of. That's what we do. So we show up, and this hostel is this old building that looks like, I don't know how to say it other than it looks like an old pavilion that's like made out of wood. And there's a guy at the desk who obviously just doesn't give a shit. I don't know what his
deal is. Give me the money, stay wherever you want.
Yeah, exactly. We go upstairs. It's a 128 bed room. So
128 bed room.
And you're packed in there like, I don't even know what to say.
A prison.
It is like a refugee camp. It is like the mattresses are about this thick. There's a
soaking wet.
There's like a blanket that does basically nothing. There's a pillow that's about this thick, and you're paying $120 a night.
Yeah.
And it's all bunk beds. It's just this big room. It has like it's this like big. It has no insulation. There's just big. There's no insulation in the whole place. It looks like if you go to Galveston, it's like a beach house kind of, where it just has this like big like sloped roof. The place looks like 100 years old.
Like 4 walls and a roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This big room, and it is sketchy. There's some sketchy characters walking around. And so we like throw our stuff down. We find some lockers that are there, and we like lock that shit up real quick. Yeah. We end up making some friends with some people there that are like, some of the non-sketchy people, whatever. So we're hanging out. Like nightfall comes around. It's like 8 p.m. or whatever. Sun's going down. All of a sudden, out of the floorboards, these like thousands of like flying ants come out of the floorboards and start flying and swarming around. They're just like, they're like swarming around, and then they like fly out of one of the windows.
Holy shit! Like they all just leave.
Yeah, they all just leave.
Oh shit!
They were probably surprised. They were like, "What the fuck is happening?"
We're just like, "Oh shit!" So
this is where they kill cows. What the fuck is going on here?
So we're just like, Jesus. And they leave, whatever, and we go out.
Like, what the fuck was that?
We go out. I know. We go out, and we're already like, this place fucking sucks. I cannot believe what's happening.
But you can't find anywhere else at that time.
There's like nowhere else. So we're like, we're just going to suck it up.
All right.
So we go out in Rio and we drink. We have a good time. We go to this club. We come back, late, like 4 a.m., whatever. Pass out. Wake up at 7 a.m. They have these fans that are mounted to the wall. One of them is on fire.
Imagine there's like no fucking fire to like alarm.
No fire exits. There's like nothing, and it's on fire. Just like
fucking ants are on their way out.
They're all stirred up again, right?
The ant tornado catches on fire.
This fire ant fucking tornado. Oh, fucking the most contradictory shit. Like, I'm supposed to keep you cool, but fuck that.
So I hear just like we wake up and like suddenly like people screaming and like this fan is on fire in this completely wooden structure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it meets no fire code if they even exist. And there's this dude who's also standing there who manages to like find a broom and starts like hitting the shit out of it. And then eventually he's able to like stamp it out. And at that point we're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're forfeiting the next nights. And we just like buy a hotel. It's expensive as shit. It was like, $300 a night. Yeah, it was fine.
Of course.
I mean, we split it like up. We split it up so it actually wasn't that bad. We just like, threw away that money we'd invested in there. And
but that's like one of the worst experiences.
That is the absolute.
Worst?
That is
definitely.
like by leaps and bounds.
It's usually a lot more low key than that.
No, usually, I mean, you still get a pretty good you still get a pretty good range of things. Like some of them are really nice. Like you get a nice bed, you got a nice shower, hot shower, all that, But like when we went to like Laos, that shit was like $2.50 a night.
Oh, shit.
And you're talking about like
man.
cold showers, moldy stuff around you, whatever. But that's what
I've heard Thailand is like one of the cheapest places you can go and visit.
Laos is cheaper. Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia are cheaper than Thailand. Thailand's really cheap. It's got a good balance of like it's low cost and pretty good standard of living, but you can go cheaper.
Not gonna lie,
you can go cheaper.
Totally thought Laos was Thailand. It's Vietnam.
Oh, I was about to say like I don't know when you said that I was like, what's weird like. I guess like it's two cheap countries.
What?
Well, because like he thought like Thailand was Laos or something like that.
Laos is what? Vietnam?
Mm-mm.
What
Laos
the fuck
is
is
its
Laos?
own country.
Oh
It's a
fuck!
whole
Laos
other
is
country.
Laos.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Fuck up.
Jesus.
Cut that part out.
Johnny?
Yeah.
He's Laotian.
Yeah.
Thanks, King Cobra.
Cheers to our sponsor, King Cobra.
Shit, what was I gonna say?
The official animal of Laos.
Casey told me, he was the Marines and he took like I guess at one point they went all around Asia, and he was like, we were in Thailand. He was like, they do some like fucked up shit for like not that much money.
Yeah.
He's like, they do all kinds of weird shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got some. Yeah. So I don't got any stories personally. I've been there, but I remember when I was there, I talked to this girl. She was a European gal. I don't remember where she's from, but she said like she got together with the people from the hospital. Like, yeah, we're gonna check out this sex show. This is gonna be like tight, right?
Yeah.
And they show up, and it's just like some guy just railing this chick, and they're just like.
Yeah, I would not.
Yeah,
that shit
is
there,
not
like,
nearly
oh
as they're
my
like
God.
got drunk. Like, yeah, it's gonna be fucking hilarious. It's like,
yeah. Like a movie that reminds me of is fucking 40-Year-Old Virgin, because like Seth
I was gonna
Rogen.
say, be careful what movie you bring up right
No.
now.
Yeah, in 40-Year-Old Virgin, fucking Jesus Christ.
Hey, we just burping on
King
shit.
Cobra.
I'm sorry. Yeah, King Cobra. Brought to you from King Cobra. Fucking Seth Rogen comes out in that film, and he plays one of his coworkers, Steve Carell's coworker, and he says one of my favorite lines is like, "Yeah, I went to Mexico this past weekend with my buddies, and we thought it would be really fun to see a show, and it was actually the donkey show." And we thought it'd be this really funny sort of like kind of experience to watch, and then it's like, it wasn't, man. It was like he was like, it's a donkey fucking a girl. It's like it's not funny at all. He's like, it's really disturbing. And I was like, why the fuck would you put yourself in that situation?
Yeah.
Like if that shit came up, I don't care how like inebriated I was, I'd be like, I'd rather go like gamble at some shady fucking like fucking casino like than anything.
I feel like I'd be convinced in that shit pretty easily.
Well, Casey told me he was like, I saw a lot of weird shit, and he was like, a buddy of mine. It's all like fucked up. Like,
yeah,
it's all
fucked
like
up as hell.
And it's like, he's like, we were there, and one of my friends just like paid this lady $5 to like eat like a handful of dirt. And then she
What
did
the
it, and
fuck?
like shit like that. I'm just like, damn,
that's some like bum fight shit.
Yeah, it's like,
that
I'm just
fucking
like,
sucks.
like what the fuck?
Oh my god,
And
that's
so
horrible.
like that's where I had to think like how much money like is that like over there? Is it just like that's a pretty good amount of money? Like I don't know.
That also makes
No.
me. That also. I mean,
No,
I keep bringing
it's
up
not.
fucking. I also bring up movie references, but that reminds me. That reminds me of the movie Euro Trip.
Yeah.
Classic like kid fucking R-rated film. Euro Trip, but they go to this one Russian, I guess, like what's supposed to be like this Russian town, and somebody drops like, I think one of the characters drops a dime or somebody or like tips a dime to like a waiter, and he's like, oh my god, like he's like, I quit my job and I opened up my own road.
Yeah, I forgot what.
Yeah, I forgot what they said.
Sounds like some hacky shit, right?
Yeah,
there.
it was fucking. It's one of those fucking. It's one of those fucking movies where it's like, you had to watch it at the time.
It was like American Pie, like
it was one of those films.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you would like you would probably get a kick out of it. Honestly,
I mean,
you probably would.
I think it's one of those like, it's like a classic movie. Like I've never seen American Pie either.
No?
You've never seen American
No,
Pie?
man.
American Pie 1 is worth. 1 and 2 are worth it. After that, you don't need to see it anymore.
Not talking about American Wedding. Or like
Nah, I'm not
Nick
talking
and
about
Mile,
American. No.
Beta House.
Nick and Mile, nah. Fucking anthology of fucking American
Where
Pie
they came
films.
The whole collection over here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like Jason Bateman,
Jason Biggs.
Jason Biggs.
I don't like Jason Biggs though.
Jason Biggs is like 2 movies is enough. I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
that guy.
I barely liked it. Yeah, whatever.
He has dark nipples.
Okay.
I'm just saying, he's weird.
So here's a fucking, so similar to like Thailand is like the Philippines, which I spent I only spent like I took a weekend trip there while I was staying in Hong Kong. We went to the Philippines, dude. Philippines behind Brazil, sketchiest place I've ever been.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, at least Manila. I'll give it Manila. You know, it has. It's a big country. I mean, given I say Manila, but then there's also like, you know, what is it, Davao down south that the current president's from, where they're just like killing the shit out of people.
Yeah.
So,
dude, yeah.
So, but I remember when I went to Manila, I was struck. Like we flew into the airport, and we were staying at this little hostel, and it ended up just being like some guy's house, like that he just rented out to people. And the instructions to get there were the most unique instructions I've ever seen to get to a hostel.
So like, can you use your phone when you're out there, or do you just kind of like?
I know.
So
No.
do you? So you had to print out instructions?
Yeah,
beforehand?
exactly.
So you're doing like straight MapQuest shit. Huh?
Yeah. I'm going old school.
Yeah.
I mean, now I have like T-Mobile, so you can use it pretty much anywhere, so it's good.
Yeah.
But at the time, we only had the instructions, right? So
Okay.
we had the instructions to get to this place, and the instructions were arrive at the airport, go out, exit, find the taxi stand, get a green taxi, specifically green, get a green taxi, get in, give him the address, and tell the driver you're with Wilson.
Oh, Wilson.
Fucking home improvement Wilson. Howdy-ho.
Yeah. He's got a divider. He's got a divider in the cab.
Oh shit!
Like a driver puts on the fucking hat, like that Gilligan hat. Wilson.
I get it. Anyway,
So what the hell? Did you make it?
we made it.
Yeah.
And when we got out, there was like just like hundreds of homeless people on the street. I'd never seen anything like this before since. Hundreds of homeless people laying on the street, shoulder to shoulder. And we're like, are we in the right area? And we looked up the address. We're like, yeah, we're right here. Went into the building, checked in, left, and then, went on the street. And we're like, we're going to go get a beer at this bar down the street. And in between where we were staying in the bar, which couldn't have been more than like a quarter of a mile, we're just getting approached by like hookers like left and right.
Oh shit!
Just like, and we're just like, no. We go to the bar. We show up to the bar, a small place. They got a little pool table in the back, and there's just nothing but like older like Western men with like hookers.
Yeah,
Dude!
yeah.
And yeah, I know. And we show up, and we're like, let's play some pool or whatever. We start playing pool.
Yeah.
And we're playing pool, doing our thing, getting some beers. And one of the guys comes up to us and he's like, hey, how you lads doing? He's from Australia. And he's like, how y'all doing or whatever? Like, yeah, doing fine. How you doing? He's like, oh, I'm doing great, and we we're talking for a little bit.
I'm just trying to see if Rob's supposed to bust out this Australian
I
accent.
know. I wanted to. I'm pulling
I
out.
could tell it was like coming in
I'm
like
pulling out.
Yeah.
I'll bust it out here. And he goes, so you boys here for the cocksuck? And we were just like, no.
Nah, man.
And then he's like, oh, well, to each their own. And then he just like left. And then he just fucking left. And I was like,
that's a big thing though, right? Don't a lot of guys.
And
like,
that man,
yeah.
and that man's name, Steve Irwin.
Rest in peace.
He's been hiding out over
there.
Yeah.
In the fucking Philippines.
I knew a stingray couldn't take him out.
But you know, it's funny that you mentioned that because I actually found fucking YouTube, dog. Like I found the weirdest YouTube channel, but also the most interesting thing ever. This guy travels like the Philippines, and he goes to the sketchiest places, and he's just like, I'm gonna show y'all like the sketchiest places and the type of people that approach you, like these like lady boys that approach you, and I'm gonna try to teach you how to like avoid them and like what to say and what not to answer when they fucking ask you questions. And there's this one video in particular to where like this one lady boy approaches him, but he is like really like forward with like her approach, and at one point he's like, all right, my usual tips aren't working, so like last ditch effort, just start fucking running. Yeah. And so he's like running, and he has like this angle where he's like running, and you see the fucking lady like chasing him.
Yeah.
So they like very persistent,
dude. They're mad persistent.
No, here we go. I got another story.
Apparently, they're mad persistent according to that dude.
I got another story for y'all. All right. So Manila,
real confession.
That shit's in the past, right? We get out of Manila. We go to what's the name of this place? I think it's called like. It's a really famous place in the Philippines, but we were there in the off season. I think it was like it's a white sand beach. It's like called Puerto Galera. That's what it's called. Puerto Galera.
If I can find that YouTube channel, I'll post it down below. So.
Yeah, Puerto Galera. I mean, it's a location. It's not like.
No, if I can find the YouTube channel where like the fucking
the
lady is like
fucking I got you.
chasing that dude, I'll post it down below.
So we go to Puerto Galera. We're in the off season. It's like November, so like no one's there.
Yeah.
It's me and my 3 friends and a bunch of lady boys on this beach, and that's it. They have a lady boy beauty pageant while we're there. You see, only like straight people, right?
That in.
Yeah, you see, honestly, like if I'm going to the Philippines though, like,
and I was like, this shit is on point.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. I would not mind being a part of like being like just looking at that shit like in the Philippines.
So we go and we're like drinking there, whatever, you know. And we're hanging out on the beach. I mean, it's the only option. Like, there's like 5 bars here, right? So we're hanging out, we're drinking, and it gets late. You know, we had some beers. The show's over, or whatever, and we're just like mingling with lady boys. And there's like 5 of them. They're just hanging out with us, and it's kind of cool because you're just like hanging with them. Like, it's not like anything's happening.
They're not like,
it's weird.
Hey, let's do something.
One of them sitting on my boy's lap. Which is
okay, nice. See that? I would not allow that. I would not allow that.
But they're also like trashing each other because they're all like post-op. Like, yeah, like they're like,
God.
Hey, I got that mosquito pussy. This one has that dinosaur pussy though.
Oh my God.
With their other friend, alligator pussy. So I'm just like, I'm like, this is like tripping me out right now. They're just like trashing each other and all this, right? And we have like, whatever. We're just drinking with them, whatever, having a good time, fucking around.
Yeah.
It gets to the end of the night, we're going home, right? We got to go home. We go back to our apartment we have rented. And then one of my friends realizes, like, oh shit, I left my camera with the lady boys. They were keeping partying, right? And we left it out. But we had already gone back to the like hotel.
What type of camera was it? Was it just like
it was just like a point and shoot, like whatever, you know. Right. But he's like, oh, let's go get it. You know, we were pretty drunk.
Yeah.
So and we were all in our boxers. We didn't think any of it. Like, it's hot outside. Like, I don't even got to put on clothes. So we like walked outside to go to the beach.
They're only lady boys.
They're not gonna approach us. And we fucking went out there. And at first, like, oh yeah, we got your camera, and they started to try to talk to us. Like, no, we gotta go, go. And then they started chasing us back to our
dude. Oh my God, man!
Like, I didn't realize I was setting myself up for this shit.
Yeah. I could tell you that shit.
We looked the way you were dressed, Robert.
Yeah.
And not a lot.
I've seen you in your boxes, Robert.
Shit. Nah. So obviously, you said they were all talking to you on the beach, and they talked to you in English, or what? Like, obviously,
I didn't tell you I speak Tagalog.
Yeah, no. I was about to say, like, I don't know you to know a bunch of languages.
No.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Pretty much anywhere you go, you can get by with English. And when
Mhm.
you can't, for the most part, people are like helpful. Like the only place I can think that I've gone to that like people legitimately did not know much English was I went to like a relatively remote part of China. It's on the border of Vietnam, where there's really no attractions to bring you there, so
Mhm.
there's no reason anybody would speak English. Except for, oddly, there was one border guard who majored in English.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were crossing the border from Vietnam. We were crossing the border from Vietnam to China,
Uh-huh.
and there was this one guy who was just crushing the English department.
Yeah.
And you know what was awesome too was we went through the customs thing and they had like the forms
Yeah.
and the example they gave you like an example like here's how you would fill it out, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do this. And they used all of like Kobe Bryant's information. It was like, for instance, your name is Kobe Bryant. You're built. I mean, you were born in, December 14th, 1973. It was like, yeah, and it had all this
Kobe
information.
Bryant.
It had all this information filled out.
I feel like Kobe Bryant goes there. He's like, oh well, fuck, all right.
Yeah.
He just cuts the
Yeah.
bottom part off.
There you go. Yeah.
You
It
got
was
it.
fucking hilarious. And but the guy at the customs thing, first off, he was psyched to see some English speakers because no one crosses the land bridge there other than like Vietnamese people. There's no reason.
Doesn't China really love basketball though?
Yeah, they're like
They
huge
love
consumer of basketball.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, your boy
Yes.
Yao Ming.
That's why I actually
for sure. Yeah,
Yao Ming,
most
but also
definitely.
Dwayne Wade just got offered $25 million to go
Oh
play.
yeah, he did.
I
Mm-hmm.
would most definitely.
That's
If
a-
Dwayne Wade, dude, I would most definitely go there.
But a lot of NBA players have gone there to play.
Yeah, yeah, to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And,
like, it-
soccer too. Like weirdly, like in the past couple of years, they've been like snatching up kind of younger talent and the fuck.
There's a hair. There's a hair here.
And like just kind of like skilled guys, but they pay like massive amounts of money.
Yep.
So
Yep.
guys that are like average are just over there making fucking bank.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
but you never hear
Yeah.
about them again.
Yep.
They're like,
Yeah,
oh, whatever happened to that guy out there?
exactly.
Like,
Wasn't LeVar Ball part of that shit, or like one of the members of the Ball family? You know who
No,
the Ball
they-
family is?
yeah.
Or they went
The
to-
two brothers went to Lithuania.
Lithuania. There it is. Lithuania. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which
I
is
don't-
kind of random. But anyways,
I was gonna get really hard on the. I just don't like the Ball family.
All right.
I'm just saying.
a lot of people don't.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but no, they do that for basketball.
Mhm.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They suck up a lot of players,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, also their viewership of the NBA is like through the roof.
Fucking
Mm.
yeah,
Through
huge,
the fucking roof.
huge. Yeah.
And I mean, I think they get the right idea. Same thing. I don't know. Actually, I don't know the situation in soccer at all. But are they also just like they're kind of emerging? They're not like a dominant. They're obviously not like a dominant like international
That's
team,
you.
but like
Yeah, nah, not at all. Like you can, man. They're just buying like these players. Like just it almost feels like just because like they wanna. Oh, we're gonna expand our league. Let's get
Mhm.
like these good guys that are good or like average, and they'll come over here and we'll pay them tons of money, and it'll get people like interested in our league.
mm-hmm.
But like a lot of times, like there's guys that go over there and then they're just like, I'm getting paid so much money and like I'm on a shitty team, so like they just start like playing like shit. So that's been happening.
It's
a
not
couple
as
times,
competitive,
too.
so they don't.
Yeah, I
need a-
think. I mean, I think guys
yeah.
obviously play. They play hard.
I
But
feel like
there's
I feel
a
like
couple that don't.
if I was a professional athlete and I went to like a league that wasn't that like up there, like I was obviously like above their like skill level, I would crush the fuck.
Yeah.
I'd be dunking on fucking everybody. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
that'd
that's
be
the
crazy.
thing is they go over there and like that happens a lot too. And
Yeah.
that's what I mean. They go and they're just like, well, shit. Like I wasn't all that.
I
in-
do
in
that shit
Europe.
now. Like when my little cousins, when I play basketball, I'm like, you're about to get fucking
You're
wrecked.
trash. They're like,
yeah, you're about
they're
to
like,
get fucking
they're like, I'm 8.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Well, it's a hard lesson.
Sorry.
They're still in
Yeah.
elementary. I'm just like, get that shit out of here, son. As soon as they hit middle school, though, like they're like automatically better than me. So fucking
Oh, moving past.
Kill
We're
that
moving
shit.
on to
Kill
more
that shit.
classier,
Ooh.
classier fields.
Shout
I've
out,
heard
to
that,
Champions. Shout out to Champions Brewing. Shout out to Southside Collections for bringing Champions Brewery beer to us. So
Especially Missile IPA.
there it is. There it is. It's pretty good. I didn't pour that in here.
Have you been to France at all?
Never been to France, man.
I hear that like
I
in
still
France.
ain't going there.
All right, well, but I hear in France that they don't give a fuck if you speak English. They're like, we're not
I've
being
heard
nice.
that too. I've
I
heard that
heard-
too.
I
Like,
heard
go fuck
France-
yourself.
I heard France loves Texans though. Because
I've heard they fucking hate us the most.
No, for real.
But I feel
Because
like that's the thing. Like, you probably go places and it's like, oh shit, Texas Cowboys, whatever.
Oh, that's the
how
worst.
How is that?
That's the fucking. So I'll say this.
It would make.
I
I
think-
would assume it would make it easier to make friends. And
exactly.
It's.
no?
I think it's as far as making friends. I think it's.
Y'all say y'all?
It's indifferent.
Shit. You're a novelty act.
It's no. I feel like it's indifferent. Honestly, just being an American in general and traveling a lot already sets you apart. When you're on the international, like you're staying in hostels and stuff. You're on like the international, like I don't know what you call it, hostel trail, whatever you want to call it. You're staying in hostels. There's already a relatively few amount of Americans there, but actually, surprisingly, the most prominent Americans are like Californians and Texans.
Oh shit.
I think just because we have a really high population.
So you're either
So-
Californian or you're Texan.
I mean, there's no, not necessarily, but it's not uncommon. I thought that it would be uncommon when I was traveling that I would meet that I'd be like, ooh, I'm a novelty. I'm the only Texan these people met, but no, not at all. They get a lot of Texans coming through, but I think it's just because we have a huge population.
Yeah, we're
But I do actually really enjoy that. I feel like I'm not a typical Texan. Like I'm definitely not meeting the stereotype.
Yeah.
You like Joe Dirt, so.
But I'm not Joe Dirt.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. I appreciate,
Exactly.
respect. Hey man, here's one of Joe Dirt.
Hey. Drink, Frankie.
I never seen the movie.
You don't have to, I guess.
I don't like.
There you
David
go.
Spade.
There you go. Got him covered. But
Got him.
But I actually do like that I dispel a lot of the myths, but I actually kind of like work back against myself because I'm like, they're like, a lot of people tell me like, yeah, you're not like the typical Texan I would have expected. I'd be like, I mean, the stereotype exists for a reason. Like, there's definitely those people out there.
Yeah, most def.
But-
most def.
Definitely not all like that. So it's interesting.
It's funny that you bring that up though, because like I actually saw like the voting population map or like the voting like outcomes of like Houston in general. I just saw Houston
Saw it too.
and the city, like the downtown Houston and a little bit outside, completely blue,
Yep.
dark blue, and then the rest of like rest.
Yeah.
Well, like when you get to like spring, sort of in the woodlands, that's when that shit was like dark red,
Yeah.
completely red, and I was like, damn, I guess there's that part of Houston where like people are kind of open minded, and then like I guess I don't know, like because I know what you're saying, where like people have this like notion of the stereotypical Texan,
Yeah.
and like you said, there's most definitely those people
Like,
out there.
for
There's
instance-
most definitely those people out there.
They definitely talk about like, oh, does anybody drive like a jacked up truck with a pair of nuts on them? It's like, I mean, those people. I definitely.
Yeah, I
definitely
see them
I
all the time.
see. Yeah, I see.
Definitely
Like
exists.
not. Yeah, like
I
seven out of the 10 vehicles. Like yeah,
I
will
cannot
see that
admit.
shit.
I cannot say it doesn't exist. But you
Yeah.
know what's interesting about that, and like, is how like I feel like the founding fathers kind of knew how the how things work as far as like city areas versus
Mhm.
rural areas because, and I feel like there's been like this idea in general about like for instance presidential elections should be just based on pure popular vote and that's it. Meanwhile, there's like this electoral college system that's set up.
Yeah.
And I really don't have a strong opinion either way because they set it up that way for a reason. Because the way the electoral college work is your electoral college votes.
Tony Hawk,
is-
Vert.
Yeah. Hey, King Cobra,
Yeah, honestly.
and Missile,
Champions.
IPA champions. There you go. Your electoral votes are the sum of your representation in both the House of Representatives and the Senate, right?
Yeah.
So the Senate is everybody gets 2 representatives.
Yeah.
And the House of Representatives
Based
is
off population.
it's based off population, and I can't think of the number. It's like 468. It's some number, 400 something.
Yeah.
Number of representatives is divided by population, right? So that's where the electoral college is like established in that way. So it's the 2 of those summed together. So it gives advantage to states that are low population because they have equal number of representation in the Senate. So that balances it in their favor because that's completely equal. So you got one, yeah. So it's interesting that they designed it that way, and it's interesting that you can broadly say that there's like a mentality difference or a political difference between like less populated areas and more populated metropolitan areas, right?
Yeah.
There's a difference there, generally speaking. So they did that with purpose, and they understood that was going to happen. I think that's fascinating that they first off
They knew even
understood that that's going to happen, and they built that in their system where these places that are not very populated are still going to be relatively well represented in the overall electorate. You know,
Yeah.
well, it's interesting.
Like yeah, well, like you were saying, like so, with all this like election shit, I remember thinking. Apparently, there's like a bunch of people that support Trump, and I feel like I don't meet any of them. I feel like all I get is like, fuck that guy. I meet some,
sure.
but not that much.
Sure.
But we live here in Houston.
Exactly.
Houston is like,
exactly.
It's a big place, but Texas is fucking huge.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, I'm sure that map is like
ginormous. It's
a
ginormous.
blue dot on Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and then like
most definitely.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so I guess
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Whether you support the idea or not, or whoever like you want Trump or not, I guess it feels like iffy to think that like these 4 dots would like decide for like everybody,
for everyone, yeah,
like that's in all that space, like who's gonna get it,
Yep.
I guess that's why all this.
It honestly didn't hit me. It honestly didn't hit me how diverse Houston was just in general until I actually started like. I told him I've been on this Das Races kick lately, where like I'm looking up like past like Das Races.
Still around?
Das Races? No. They've long.
I was gonna say,
shout out to Das Races.
Hey, cheers to Das Races. Hey,
cheers to Das. Yeah, right there.
Oh,
there you go. Shout out to Das Races. Like they're one of my favorite rap groups, but I've been on this real big Das Races kick, and specifically, I've been on this real big Heems kick, like where I've been like looking up a fuck ton of his like music. Yeah, honestly, a fuck ton of his music, and like just essentially what he's been up to lately. And one of the things that I never knew existed until I think you talked to me about it. It was the he actually did a song for Houston. Heems wrote a song and he rapped it for Houston. For Anthony Bourdain's show, No Boundaries, or
the one he did in Houston.
Yeah.
I know
the episode that he did in Houston, and so he.
I went to one of the restaurants too. Yeah,
I
went to the Indian spot.
And so Heems actually wrote like the song that Anthony Bourdain put at the end of that episode, and it's called H-Town, and I love that song so much, and I'd probably listen to that song more than I should, but I love that song so much, and he calls that he shouts out Sugarland a lot, which like
Sugarland,
I think it's shouts out in the episode.
He shouts out Sugarland a lot, but I'll be the first to say that like until I met my current girlfriend right now, I did not know how dope Sugarland was. Sugarland is fucking dope, dog.
But it's dope in the way that like they probably did not mean it in like the episode.
Dog.
Like you like the city center shit. That's
I'm having a good ass time out there, like most weekends. But
city center, that shit's like out I-10.
But like,
it's not city center, but it's like their like version of it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Whereas
you're drinking some cocktails.
Yeah, whereas like in the episode, they're definitely like out there with some like salt of the earth type people, kind of.
Oh yeah.
But
that's not what it's really like.
What I was saying is like I actually I heard the song, I really enjoyed it. I was like, why that got me thinking, why is this guy from New York, from Queens of New York, writing a song about Houston? Other than the fact that he has family in Sugarland, That's probably why he was so adamant about writing a song for Anthony Bourdain.
Does he have family in Sugarland?
Yeah. His aunt.
You actually looked it up?
Yeah.
His aunt. Is that just what he says in the song? All right.
I'm drinking Queen Cobra.
I'm pretty sure he said something about his tia making tortillas.
Yes,
and I'm like,
exactly.
There's no way.
Exactly.
No way.
But the whole point of that shit is his tia's serving tortillas with like Indian food.
Yeah, okay.
So like that's why. So hold on. I know I'm drinking King Cobra.
Go ahead.
I know I'm drinking King Cobra, but like this shit's going to a point. So I was like, all right, why is this man from fucking Queens, New York, writing about fucking Houston? And it wasn't until I read like his like reasoning about Houston. He's like, when I look at Houston from an outside perspective, I didn't live there. I didn't grow up there. I grew up in New York. New York's a very diverse like place. Most definitely probably one of the most diverse places in like the U.S. It has everybody from everybody's culture, and they're coming together. And
for sure.
And they make this city. He's like, the only other place I can think of other than New York where it's like the most diverse. He said it. He's like, was Houston, and like my aunt lives there, and that's why I was so inclined to write this
His
song.
tia.
Yeah, his tia, his tia, yeah, eating migas with migos and shit.
Yeah.
And so like that to me just kind of, I don't know, like I read that literally like 2 weeks ago, and that to me kind of opened my eyes to just like kind of how diverse Houston is in general.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it kind of like gave me a sense of like, I don't know, a boost in pride to like be from Houston in a way. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of bring.
You know what though? Like as much as like I'm also born and raised Houston, lived here, my whole life except for when I went to college and spent some time studying abroad. But other than that, I'm from here, and I always we have a good reputation for being diverse, and it's justified.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to New York over like a month ago, over the July 4th weekend for a friend's bachelor party, and I have to admit, I think New York's beating us there.
Yeah,
Dog,
man.
well,
I
that's like,
100%.
that was like the
I've never been to New York.
I was like,
I've never been to New York, but I would guarantee
crazy.
you they do. Yeah,
This is crazy. Yeah, it was awesome though. I love.
But I was about to say, like, segue into like I heard you spent some time in New York.
Hey, did you go to Katz? Did you go to Katz's Deli?
In New York?
Yeah.
No, I've been to the
Like,
one in
that's
Houston.
what I go there.
I've been to the one in Houston.
started.
Hey, all right, wait.
I've been-
It's the same company that's
Like,
here in
Katz's
Houston?
never closes?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the
So,
same. Katz's never closes.
I know.
Yeah.
So I've never been to the one
I
in
mean,
New
it
York.
closed. It wasn't that
but
good.
I'd say
We
the
didn't have
only
the Reuben,
establishment
though.
that I went to two like famous food establishments. I
Which
went to
ones?
Nathan's
Okay.
on Coney Island.
On
The
Coney
hot dog
Island.
place?
On Coney
On
Island.
Coney Island.
All right.
Was Kobayashi there doing his hot dog thing?
No, it was not.
Okay.
They had that countdown. It was only like
Is that
8
his
days
name?
away though. Yeah, it was. They had a whole countdown counter there
Fuck.
where it was like 8 days away. We're gonna do this
Yeah.
shit. Oh, like
Fuck.
I went to Coney Island. And I went to Nathan's, and then I went to
Oh my god.
what else? What else?
Katz's Deli.
No, I didn't go to Katz's.
What the
I didn't go
fuck
to
is your
Katz's.
problem?
Oh, I know what the other one was. It says I don't feel like this isn't a famous thing. It's kind of a famous thing.
McDonald's.
Is fucking what's it called? Hello Guys. Y'all know that shit?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. I know
Hello
guys.
guys. My fucking shit.
It was
Oh my god, dude. I love it here in Houston too. It's the same
I never
shit.
been.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's like for like $8 or $9, you get this plate of like a fuckload of delicious rice, some like greens, like a salad, with a shitload of like either chicken or beef with some tzatziki sauce on top. My god, dude.
You ever been to
So
Aladdin's here in Houston?
Bro, I went there, I walked out.
Ooh.
I was about to say they serve you a shit ton of food, but like,
What happened?
Well, what
Understand.
happened was I showed up and it was like a buffet thing, and I
Yeah.
was with my boy Colin, who's like, he's big swole.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we were trying to get some protein in, and we showed in, and it was like you can get one serving of meat and all the salad you want.
Damn,
And I was
really?
like,
Nah, fuck
I was like,
that.
I'm not paying like,
Did y'all go to lunchtime?
yeah,
or-
exactly.
Oh, that's why.
And I was like, I'm not
That's
paying
why.
$12 for like a chicken breast that's this big.
That's why.
And,
No,
like,
fuck that. I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like we went to dinner time one time, and dude, that shit was nuts. Like I think we paid. It was kind of expensive. It was like $16-$17, but we got like a stupid amount of food there. It was like, oh yeah, you want like lamb? I'm gonna give you like 2 pounds of that shit, like right now. And I was like, Jesus Christ, it was a lot.
Dude,
It was a fuck ton.
you know what you're bringing me back to though? Come a full circle back to Japan.
Shit.
They have in Japan.
No,
that's-
easy, Pedro.
Nah, dude, you're gonna love this shit. Yeah, take another swig, sir. Japan, they have these. All right, they have Nomi Hodai and Tabe Hodai. Nomi Hodai is all you can drink. You pay X amount of money, and it's all you can drink for a certain amount of time. So you pay. It's usually like 90 minutes, like 60 or 90 minutes,
Yeah.
depending on the place you go. Or you pay for Tabe Hodai, which is all you can eat.
Yep.
And
No, that you can do the both. You can do the combination where you get
Oh,
both.
shit.
You can do
Alright.
the combination where you do both. But
How much is that in American dollars if you do both?
so I'm trying to. Oh my god, I'll be totally ballparking it here. I
Yeah.
think when you do all you can drink. Oh my gosh, I remember it being something reasonable. So I want to say it was something like maybe like $30 for all you can drink for
I was thinking
90 minutes.
17.
I was thinking, oh, you could drink for only $3.99.
No. It's like maybe like $30, but all you can drink. Like you go
Yeah,
to a bar
We go
and
here,
they're
it's
like
like $30
Yeah.
bucks for 3 drinks.
Yeah, or you do like Tabe Hodai, which is all you can eat.
And I would like to imagine that they don't like water down their shit, right?
No,
like,
so
straight up.
Well, the deal is they don't expect a bunch of like foreigners coming through, right? They're like, oh yeah, we're most people around here, they got like kind of small stomachs. They got relatively low alcohol tolerances.
We're Americans,
dude. So this is what we did, like a bunch of assholes when I was staying in Japan. We showed up at this place at like 2 p.m. And we tried to do like 3 times Nomi Hodai.
What the
fuck?
Like
back to back to back.
Okay.
For like, it was like cheap. They had like, it was like happy hour, like $15, Nomi Hodai, all you can drink. And eventually they just started telling us that they were out of booze. They're like, no, we don't have any. They're like,
God.
We're out of whiskey. No, we're out of vodka. We're out of whatever. And we're like, bullshit.
Yeah.
You're just tired of us being here.
Yeah.
We showed up at 3 p.m. and it's like 8 and you're not. You'd want us to leave. Like, I know you're full of shit.
Fuck. Yeah, well, like, I got invited to go with y'all to New York. And I couldn't like swing because we're about to go to like.
Where the fuck was I?
And we're about
you
to
don't
go.
know Chris Alonso?
Yeah, you don't know Chris.
Oh, I do.
I'm name dropping. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Bleep that shit out.
I do know Chris. Shout out to Chris.
I mean, we already had like 15 people going to this thing, so
okay.
So I'm going to their What the fuck, man? I'm going to their wedding, and I just couldn't like swing doing it was last time. Anyway, so yeah, y'all were in New York, and I got invited to the bachelor party as well. But I've had I've had some trips lately. Chris. And I just couldn't swing. I went to and I want to go to their wedding in Cancun as well, or wherever it is.
Yeah.
So I didn't go, but I saw some videos from while you were there, some Instagram stories. And of course, y'all doing a lot of drinking. But at one point, these motherfuckers are like in the park in like Brooklyn or somewhere, and like so I think Chris comes out and he's shirtless. And Chris has like lost a lot of weight recently, so he looks kind of fit. And then they pan over to Jeff, and Jeff is like really like ripped and shit. Then they pan over to Robert. Robert, as you can see, is like in pretty good shape. Colin's there. You've seen what Colin looks like. A bunch of like muscular ass dudes shirtless in the park. I'm like, thank God I didn't go that shit, because they pan over to my fat ass just like just standing there shirtless and shit. I was like, fuck, but. I saw y'all there.
I would have been on the same shit.
I was like, what's the deal? What were y'all doing? Like, getting a little workout in?
Just
trying to show off.
Making out.
Wait, no, you must be talking about, no, you're talking about when, we went for a workout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all don't need to do that.
We went for a workout. I know, and honestly, I was not feeling it. I was like hungover as shit.
Yeah.
But they like convinced me. I was like, ugh, I just want to like take a nap. And they're like, no, we're going to go work out. I was like, and they were like, come on, Rozy, don't be a bitch. I was like, I guess let's do it. The next thing you know, I'm like jogging down the street, like about to throw up and shit. I'm just like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And then they're putting me through some like, I work out, but I do like weightlifting. It's like kind of like, it's not very intense.
Mm-hmm.
No, you do a set.
It's not very intense.
You relax. You do a set. You work out. They're on this high intensity shit where they're doing like burpees and then they're doing like crunches. And they're on a timer.
So
they're on a fucking timer. It's like, we got 45 seconds. Do crunches for 45 seconds. Then a bicycle and that shit.
Yeah.
And like 15-second rest. All right, we're doing burpees. Fuck. 15-second rest. All right, we're doing push-ups. Fuck. And I'm like, bro, I'm not cut out for this shit. I'm about to throw up right now. I can't do this.
That's why I was like, thank God I didn't go.
I know.
Oh, you're más skinnier than I am. Like, what the fuck? I can't do that shit.
That didn't mean you're in good shape.
That's
there are people way skinnier than me that ain't in shape for shit.
Yeah.
That's very true.
But yeah, did a lot of drinking, right?
Dude, it was
because I've been hearing some like stories. And that's another thing. I'm like, I feel like I would have done the first night, and then I'm out. Like,
bro,
can't handle it.
The thing is, like, recently I've been on a kick where I try to like limit my drinking. Mm-hmm. Because just overall, I just don't have really the feel like I need to get like as drunk as I did in like college or after college even, And I actually ended up recounting how much I drank. And it was like, the first night was like, man, I had like 3 drinks. Totally.
The first night in New York.
3 nights.
Your lungs were on fire.
3 drinks. No, that doesn't happen in like a year and a half. 3 drinks. And then the next night, it stepped up to 8 drinks. Ooh. And then it stepped up to 13.
Damn.
And then 15. And then I lost count, but I'm sure it was over 20.
Jesus Christ.
It was pretty savage. Mm-hmm. But I learned a valuable lesson this trip, which was, honestly, man, I'm bringing the shit down to like some real level. It was about addiction. Because what happened was, I'm saying some real shit.
Yeah.
So we finished the last day, and the night before I'd gone out and partied, and I felt fine. We went to the airport. We got up in the morning. I was still pretty drunk. Went to the airport, and I was at the airport. I felt fine. I got on the plane. I started to feel bad, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, is this some like delayed hangover or some shit? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And then as the flight went on, I felt like worse and worse. I just felt like anxious, and like I felt like my skin was hot, and I had like a rapid heartbeat, and like I'm trying to think of what else. Like, basically those are the main symptoms, just like restlessness and a rapid heartbeat and like a hot skin.
Yeah.
And I got back to Houston. I was like, this is just some delayed hangover or some shit. It's fine. And I got home, and it just got worse and worse throughout the night. I like went to sleep, and I just woke up in the middle of the night. Like, I don't even know how much sleep I got. I just like woke up in the middle of the night, and I felt terrible, and I just like couldn't figure out what was happening. And the next day I woke up and I went to work, and I was at work, and I just couldn't focus because like my heart was racing, my skin felt hot, and all this. And I started doing some research, and I was like, what is alcohol poisoning like? And I looked up alcohol poisoning because I didn't know what I was like. Alcohol poisoning. I was like, I don't know what's happening other than I just drank a lot of alcohol and I felt fine. Now I feel terrible. And I was like, no, it's not alcohol poisoning. That's acute. It would have already happened. It's not. It's past. And then I looked up. Eventually, I found out what was happening. I was literally having alcohol withdrawals.
Yeah.
I became physically dependent on alcohol in 5 days.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I was at work. And I realized what's happening, and I had to leave work and buy beer to taper off. I left at 10 a.m., and I went and bought a 6-pack of beer and went home and brought my laptop home, and I was able to work, and I literally had to, like, drink beer just to, like, make the symptoms go down, so I wasn't just, like, totally anxious and just – it was crazy. And, in that research, I realized, like, the way alcohol works – which is fascinating to me. The way it works is like, so you have, it mimics the action of GABA, which is a chemical that your body uses to like basically quiet down your nervous system. It makes it calm down. So that's why when you drink alcohol, you have these GABA receptors that normally GABA binds to, but instead you have ethanol, which comes in and binds to it. And it has the same effect, which is like relaxing, calms you, it relaxes all your neural activity and all this. So what happens is, when I did that chart of how much I had drank over time, I realized that like essentially I was supplying my body with artificial GABA, and when I cut that off cold turkey, my body stopped producing as much GABA as it had. So the resulting effect is anxiety, fast heartbeat,
skyrocketing.
And it was amazing to me I didn't understand the like mechanism that was happening there, but it was amazing to like see it happen, and it really opened my eyes to like how addiction in general works. Like I really understood physical addiction more than I ever have, because all I could think about in this time was how do I make this feeling go away. And luckily I found the answer, and like you can still taper off. Like it's my symptoms were mild compared to like
you got like heroin addiction,
dude.
like...
Well, the thing is like even like alcohol addiction, like you have like the DTs, the delirium tremens, and that shit can literally kill you. And the symptoms before it kills you is you literally go into a delirium where you like lose sense of reality and things like that. But I had like mild symptoms of, mild, medium, and extreme symptoms. I had like mild symptoms, but it was still like all I could think about was like, how do I make this go away? And it's very different than like I understood psychological addiction before. Like, oh, I feel like I need to have a beer to like loosen up in front of people, or I need whatever. But this is like physical addiction that I experienced for the first time. It was a real eye-opener, and that's why I've been trying to attenuate like my drinking since then, especially the amount of times you drink in a row. It builds up like that. So
when you had when you got home and you had the beer, was it like kind of pretty soon you were like, damn, I feel better?
Kind of. It I would say the extreme anxiety like subsided. I still didn't feel good, but I felt like this is much more manageable. And then a few more meals, I felt better. And I mean, even the part of it is also it suppresses your appetite because you're so anxious feeling that you don't want to eat.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to eat at all. And after I had like 5 beers, I was like, okay, finally, like I'm calm enough to where my appetites are turning. I can eat.
It's still a lot of beers. Like,
That shit sounds
Like
weird.
it feels like a lot,
Oh,
but yeah.
dude. I mean, but literally, I told you my schedule before, or not my schedule, but like the way it went from like
Yeah,
3,
it was 20
8,
beers or
13,
20
15,
drinks.
20 to 0.
Mm-hmm.
And that was crazy. You know, and I will say one thing that's good about it is I understood what was happening. Because before, it happened before actually when I went to Vegas. You know, you go to Vegas, you know, you're partying and
That
shit.
shit's like mad free over there.
It was like crazy. We were just drinking like sun up to sundown for like 4 days, and on my way back, the same thing happened. I had this crazy like panic attack I'd never experienced before, and now I finally understand what was happening.
Yeah.
At least you understand like, here's what's happening. Here's how the explanation. Here's how I can prevent it. So it was an enlightening experience.
Mm-hmm.
And after
Shit.
that, now I'm sitting here drinking a 40 and other
Yeah.
shit.
I was
You know?
just gonna say, King Cobra.
Cheers, King Cobra, sponsoring the podcast.
You're still tapering off. That's why.
But anyway, that was my experience with the bachelor party in New York. But,
I'm like, that's wow.
but anyways, listening to this, just I would say, like, be cautious of like, alcohol seems like an innocuous thing because it's socially acceptable to drink all the time, and people binge drink a lot. I mean, me too. I'm not changing that habit to a big degree, but understand what's happening, like neurologically, neurochemically, like that's just an effect that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be aware of it. Be conscious of it. Like limit yourself. So I'm trying to limit myself when I go on drink now.
What about on this trip you're about to take? Is it
Oh,
gonna
dude,
be...
that's gonna be a pain.
You
you
plan on like drinking all the time, like
No.
obviously. Or...
So here's the problem. So I'm actually developing strategies on how I can not do that because the guy I'm traveling with, that guy gets fucked up. So, even I talk to him now, he's like, man, I haven't stopped getting drunk since the bachelor party, which was a month ago, right? Like,
Yeah.
Christ.
but I think maybe he has a better tolerance for it than I do, and you have to accept your change. You have to accept your limitations, right? Maybe he does accept these kind of things, like physiologically, he's more adapted to it, or he can cope with it better. But I'm trying to figure out something like maybe my idea is like I only drink like 2 days in a row, and that's it. And I try to limit it to like 8 units per session, which is like reasonable. It's like you're drunk, but you're not blacked out.
Yeah.
You can still have a good time, all this. So if I limit that like 2 times in a row, give myself like a couple days off, it should be fine.
Yeah.
But that's honestly a struggle. Even talking to other people who I meet like while traveling, who have been traveling for a long time, like you have no restriction. Like why wouldn't you party every day?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're hanging
You don't
out
have
with
to go to
people.
work.
You're hanging out with there. You're not at home.
You're hanging out with people who are down to party every day.
Yeah.
They're on vacation, so it's like hard to limit yourself.
So why would you? Yeah.
Exactly.
That's fucking
Shit.
nuts.
Damn. How do you feel about like traveling for a year? Is that like you think you're gonna get? I don't know. I like sometimes if I go on vacation, like there's like that like 5th or 6th day where I'm like, damn. To be honest, like I kind of want to go home. But I get like that. Maybe that's just me.
No.
But that's more. I mean, I guess that's more you because like I can very much be on the sense of like maybe like honestly like the 15th to 20th day I'll be like, all right, I can go home now.
But I guess if you're having fun, like
yeah, but you're very much on the sense of like, all right, I've had my fun times. I'm ready to go home, ready to sleep in my own bed. Me, even growing up, I've been like, I'm just trying to I'm just having fun with it. Like that's just been me like all the time. So that's like one of the reasons why like I think if I start traveling as much as like as you are, I would definitely want to be on that like at least 1 to 2 weeks like just out.
Man,
just out having a good time.
the thing is though, actually I feel like I'm pretty similar to Frankie in that like when I've traveled in the past, I have my good time. I go out and enjoy myself. But when I come back, I feel really relieved to get back to like a normalcy. Like I just want something
okay.
I want some stability. I want I actually don't mind. I like working. I like having something
kind of structure, I guess.
I like having structure. All this, and that's actually a big part of this. Is that this is something I feel like I need to do, but I also understand it's gonna be demanding of me because I like structure. Because I like structure. It's not like
And how long are you going to be out, or how long are you going to be traveling?
it's ballparking it like a year.
Ballparking it like
Yeah.
So at least 9 to 12 months.
I would think so, unless something happens that I just really feel like
Need to come
I need to
back.
go back and I just like abort it. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But the way I see it is, I'm setting myself up for challenge.
So then
Like,
you know it's not gonna be
intentionally.
easy.
I know it's not going to be easy, and I know I'm not going to like every part of it. But that's part of it. That's part of the growing process.
that's part of the
this whole
growing
thing.
process of going.
Exactly. Exactly.
So by the time you come back, how old are you gonna be?
Well, 28 now. I could be
29.
I'll be, yeah. At least if I go 1 year, then I'd be 29.
So, what's your path as far as like? You're gonna start in Scotland, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna start in Northern Ireland. So I'm gonna fly out in Belfast on Thursday,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go through Scotland, which is gonna be cool because actually that's where my genealogy comes from. Is part of Scotland, this little small town in Scotland, kind of remote. So we're gonna check that out. We're gonna go to Scotland and then England, and then we're gonna go through. The plan is to go through Spain and Portugal and then Morocco.
Oh,
Well, that shit sounds nice.
And then
that's dope as fuck.
Yeah, and then back up to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a real gray area. We're gonna figure this out. But the plan right now is like Germany, Poland, Austria, or actually before Austria, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Austria, and Hungary, and then finishing like around the end of the year. We want to be in Croatia. You know,
Shout out
give
to
some fist
Croatia.
bumps to some folks. You know,
Hey man, give me a soccer jersey from there.
bro. That shit, I don't know. I feel like the price is. I'm gonna carry that shit for like a year after that. It's like
I'm gonna come back to you like, hey, where's that Croatia jersey?
Oh fuck.
But that's the plan at the end of the year, being like Croatia in that area. I mean, I really want to check out the Baltics, like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania.
Yeah.
But we'll see how the route works out. So we're just playing that by ear. And then we originally planned on going to Russia, like Moscow to Vladivostok, along the Trans-Siberian Railway. But the thing is, that shit would be in like January.
So do y'all have like a solid outline of where y'all gonna stay?
No,
At the
just
nothing.
wherever we-
I've
you just-
literally
you just-
booked absolutely nothing.
So you know that you're gonna go from this point to this point, but not necessarily where you're gonna stay at that
Absolutely nothing
particular
booked.
area.
I'm leaving on Thursday to Belfast, and I have nothing booked.
Shit. So it's just you're gonna find a hostel somewhere.
Yeah, it's not going to be a problem though.
All right.
That's
well,
The
nuts.
network is so big, like you're going to
Yeah.
find a place somewhere. It's
Mhm.
not a problem at all.
It sounds terrifying. Like I feel like I would get there and be like, I can't find shit.
You see, but that's
I guess they've been doing it for a while. Like,
It's
that's-
not an issue, dude.
That's the
you.
kind of like travel that I honestly like really fuck with. Like,
yeah.
I really, I guess I don't know. I understand that like that just like raw like fuck it. We're going to this area. No reservations, no anything. We're just going here and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna wing it. And I guess that's just like me in general. Like I wing a lot of shit. We wing this podcast.
I'm about to say like I'm the same way.
Yeah,
But
like
there's something about like we're gonna get there and I'm like, I'm not gonna know where to stay. Like
But
I'll
that's
wing
what I'm
everything
saying,
else,
like-
but that feels anxiety.
but
That gets
No,
but
it's really
that
not.
to me is like
but I guess you say it's not a big deal.
yeah,
when you get there
and that's the thing is like for me at least, I know that like kind of like I don't know, I would have no problem just flying to a place, no reservations at all. We're gonna just fucking wing it. We're just gonna fucking wing it, and we're gonna like stay wherever we stay. And honestly, the way you're doing it is exactly sort of like the outlook that I would kind of do it too.
I mean, unless you're
It's
going to
weird.
somewhere in the middle of the World Cup or something, there's going to be a place to stay.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
it's gonna
be
be
a place to
fine.
stay.
Like, you're gonna
exactly.
figure it
There's-
out.
You are.
You're not
going
to sleep on the
figure it out.
street. You know, like
should have like bounced that before and like made your way to France when they won the World Cup. I feel like that would be dope.
That would be fucking amazing.
Just saying.
I'm gonna stop recording.
Oh. Fuck. There's something else I was gonna say. What are you gonna say? Say something.
I'll say something.
Say it.
ahead.
All right, so after we go through Portugal and all that, we go back to Germany, down to Croatia, and then this is like where a big crossroads is because we had originally anticipated like we really want to take the Trans-Siberian from Moscow to Vladivostok, but it's gonna be in the middle of winter.
Mhm.
Wait,
Right.
so Croatia, you're gonna be down there? What, January? You said
It would be like the end of December.
The
Like
end of
December and
December,
in January. It'd be like the end of the
January.
year.
Okay, so that's almost like halfway your journey, right?
Kind of. It'd be like 5 months out of. I mean, potentially like
5 months out of
17
9 to-
months.
Okay.
If it was the end of like my real backstop is the end of next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we want to take the Trans-Siberian Railway, but that shit would be in January, and it's like so cold. Like I don't want to deal with that. So what I'm going to try and convince my travel partner to do is go from there to Africa,
Mhm.
where it's like warmer. We really want to go to I don't know which direction we would go this in, but I really want to see like Tanzania.
Is that a big deal right there?
No.
All right. Well, Tanzania and then Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and South Africa. So it's like all countries on southern part of Africa that, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Africa just, for whatever reason, you know, it has the impression of being like dangerous or like whatever. But I think these are like totally on the up and up. It should be cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Visit the Pride Lands.
the Pride Lands. I feel
Like everybody's like Robert's gonna be like, all right,
what? Why? Like,
all right.
I mean, I guess we go far enough back.
No, but okay. So how do you plan? Here's my thing with like traveling for as long as you are. What is your plan for like packing? You say you're gonna have you say you're gonna have a backpack, right?
Yep.
You're gonna have I guess what I would expect or what I would suspect is like a hiker's backpack where like that's just like pretty long. It's pretty big. Is that or no?
it's a JanSport.
It's similar. It's similar.
Is that
So-
mesh JanSport shit?
What you're thinking about is like a big backpack like that. That's
That's easily like $250, right? That's easily like $200.
yeah, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah,
they're pretty expensive. The thing is though, like what you're talking about, I think is like a high capacity backpack is probably like 70 liters.
Yeah.
Is the capacity of it.
Yeah.
The backpack I'm taking is like 40 liters.
Shit.
So
Okay.
it's like much more compact. It kind of looks like just like a real bloated like regular backpack.
So then my next question to that is like, how are you expecting to pack for like the seasons that you're traveling for?
So this is actually a big problem. Like my the guy I'm traveling with, Colin, he's already on the trail and he's saying that he's encountering some issues because his cold weather gear is taking up a lot of space.
exactly because that's just so thick, you know.
Yeah,
and that's my thing.
So
It's
the
like-
way I'm planning on packing is like I'm gonna be wearing a pair of jeans. I'm gonna have another pair of like Adidas pants, like classic like Adidas pants, just because
Shout
they're like
out to
comfortable.
Adidas.
Shout outs to Adidas. And I'm
I'm
gonna have.
I don't care that
I'm
much
the
about
only
it.
one.
As far as like footwear, I'm gonna have like a pair of like running shoes that I'm gonna wear like it's gonna be every day. I'm gonna have a pair of
what
like,
size are you?
I'm a size 10.
Damn it!
You about to give him some boosts?
I was about to give him some boost. Never
Dude,
mind.
bro, don't give me any.
No,
I
motherfucker,
was
you would
thinking-
like boost. You
thing
would
is-
like boost.
Wait, what type of boots? Like botas? Or like what are you talking
No,
about here?
bitch, boost, dog. Like this right here.
Ah.
You talking about that?
Look at that Mexican shit.
I mean, that's right. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
you about to give me those-
dun,
those
dun,
fucking
dun,
pointy
dun,
ass
yeah,
boots?
yeah.
No. Talking about boost.
No. I got some Nikes though.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have some like suede shoes to go out in, and some flip flops. That's it.
Yeah.
So you know, like a pair of jeans, pair of Adidas pants, some athletic pants, pair of shorts, and I'm gonna only have like 6 t-shirts, something like that, and then like 6 pairs of drawers,
So-
6 pairs of socks,
How many jeans are you taking? 1 or 2?
1 pair.
I would take. Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got to save room, man.
It's
That's
real
very
tight. The thing is, you're real tight on room
Yeah.
1 pair.
because then you also got
What-
winter clothes.
What kind of jeans are you taking?
These right here.
Levi's?
I don't know what they are. I guess they're Levi's.
Are they Levi's?
Regular ass jeans. I think they're Levi's.
Get over quick. Let me see.
No.
I want to see behind.
They got the.
Okay, they are Levi's.
There you go.
Wait. I want to see the tag. They are Levi's 513.
There you go.
Those are the ones I wear.
I don't wear those. I don't wear those. All right. So 1 pair of Levi's,
A pair of Levi's.
a pair of shorts.
A pair of shorts.
Okay.
A&M represent.
Yeah.
Ooh, basketball shorts. Eh?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've had
Yeah.
those for like a lot.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I feel like I don't know how many countless times I saw you wearing those like A&M shorts.
I think
Just
these are like kind of new A&M
Oh,
shorts.
are
They're not
they?
the ones.
Dog.
I mean, I had them for like a year or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. and a
I
half.
think I took out my A&M like basketball shorts. They were like fucking this wide. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I used to have them. I think I fucking left them when we left the dorms. I used to
Dog,
wear those
mine were
all-
like this big. I was like, "There's no."
Yeah, no, mine are
fucking
different. I
way.
definitely got these after college, dude.
Yeah,
These are like
you used to have those like weird like light maroon ones.
I had some maroon ones that were like they were like fucking Academy brand or
You
something.
still,
Yeah.
you still got that Justin Bieber shirt?
I don't anymore, man. I don't know what the fuck I did with that. Regret.
Shows up.
Regret.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
And then you have to pack your winter shit. What is that like?
Mm.
One thick ass jacket and one.
So,
that,
I'm like-
hoodie.
I'm like leveraging this shit, right? So in the winter, I figured out you don't need a big winter jacket to be warm. You need a bunch of accessories, right?
Mhm.
So you need I got like a beanie,
Mm-hmm.
got gloves, got some long johns,
That's good.
and like a light jacket because it's small. That'll take me down to basically freezing. which would be solid.
He's not lying,
You
dude.
can wear your like 2-3 t-shirts if you need to.
Yeah, I
If
got
it
a
comes
long
to
sleeve.
it.
I got a long sleeve shirt in there. I got a
Mhm.
long sleeve with a light jacket, a beanie, gloves, and long johns under jeans, and some long. I got wool socks too.
Yeah. Yes.
You're good until like down to
100%.
freezing.
Hey man,
Dude.
like whenever I went to fucking I went to Colorado and we were going skiing. I bought long johns for skiing.
dude.
Oh my god, dude. Within 30 minutes of skiing, I skied my ass back to the fucking like little hut and I fucking took that shit off immediately cuz that shit was so hot.
Yeah,
Long johns, it's ridiculous how warm long johns keep you. That shit was
Yeah.
like that shit was nuts.
dude.
And
That
so
is of all
you-
of them. That's
yeah,
the shit.
Yes, honestly,
is the shit.
long johns underrated how warm they keep you. That shit is like ridiculous.
Dude.
What you need to get is some like the pants where they like you zip them off to like shorts. That save you tons of room.
Nope.
Tons of room. You just
You know what?
You don't gotta take
You
those.
know what?
dog.
You know what, bro? Utility aside, I can't have that from a fashion
No,
sense.
no, no,
I
yeah,
can't. I
no,
can't do that.
yeah, no.
I can't do
I
that.
wouldn't have you on the show if you had that shit.
I know.
tearaway sleeves.
I cannot. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like that's pretty much the end of my packing. Like the winter stuff is taking up like a pretty good amount of space. I feel like it's useful, but you know, it's like a third of your bag is taken up with
Okay.
stuff that's whatever. But
You don't take like a little sleeping bag or anything.
no, definitely not. I mean,
so
we're gonna be staying.
so no blankets, no anything like that. It's just
No,
straight clothes, right?
no. It's just clothes. It's just clothes and toiletries, essentially.
So what happens when you run out of toiletries? You just get whatever's there locally.
Yeah,
or
you'll
what?
be able to get it locally. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be an issue.
They got
at all.
Degree over there in Europe.
It's just be smelly. I don't give a fuck. You know?
Is that a thing? Like at a certain point, you're gonna be smelly, right?
Oh, dude. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only carrying like 6 pair of clothes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how often am I going to be able to do laundry? Or I mean, fuck it. How often am I willing to do laundry?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's only once every other week, I'm going to be wearing the clothes for like, 2 or 3 times each.
yeah.
That's how it is. You're going to be a smelly traveler, right?
Yeah.
They have a reputation for a reason.
Damn it! I don't know if I can handle that.
I could do that.
Yeah.
What the fuck that's supposed to mean? You're on that. Oh yeah, you can't.
I didn't say yeah you can. I'm just saying like okay.
That's more my thing than yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of the things you got to sacrifice.
Mhm.
I don't like it either, but that's how it is.
The one thing I would hate is like I guess like can you bathe like all the time? Is that gonna be a thing?
Yeah.
Cause like I hate when my hair gets greasy. That's the one thing
I
I
think-
You get swamp balls.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, you fucking do. Fucking
Bro.
get out of here.
swamp ass is the fucking worst.
Ah, no,
dude.
it's the worst, man.
It is fucking.
Gives like its own little humid climate and shit.
I mean, the thing is, like, you always have access to a shower, but is it going to be heated or is it just going to be cold,
You gotta be in and out or something.
If it's cold, I'm
'Cause-
fine with that.
dude? Because sometimes, like, I mean, when we went to this hostel in Costa Rica, it was cheap, but it was literally like their bathroom was like, or their shower stall was like kind of like a regular shower stall, a curtain, you got a little, shower head and all this,
Mhm.
but the floor was like. They built this whole floor and then they just took a hammer and busted out one of the tiles. It was all jagged and there was no hot water.
Mhm.
And the head was like just like a pipe.
Exposed
It was just like a pipe.
Yeah.
It was just like a pipe of like cold water coming out and you're just like, well, I understand why I'm paying $6 a night.
Yeah.
Fuck, so I mean, you got to deal with unideal conditions for a lot of stuff.
So
Like,
like
that's
if
just
it's
part
like
of it.
cold like that, are you like into like skip a shower this time? Maybe catch
I
hot
mean,
water the
yeah.
next time.
Yeah, sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's like sometimes like, man, I'm smelly. It's like
Yeah.
let's just get it done. Whatever,
Shit.
whatever. I'll have a few beers and I'll go in.
Yeah,
like I just
yeah.
deal with it.
Couple of king cobras. and
Couple
you
of
go
king,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus, man.
But
So you're headed to the end of I guess one side of Russia to the other.
yeah. On the other side of Russia, the plan is to hop on from Vladivostok to like South Korea, Japan, then China, and then down to like Southeast Asia, Taiwan, that area, and then over to like South Asia, like India
Mm-hmm.
and Nepal and things like that. So, I mean,
That'd be hot as fuck.
it's about to be hot as shit. That's why I'm trying to like schedule that to like
Yeah.
be reasonable because, I've been to Southeast Asia before. I did a month by myself in Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam.
Could you do a month by yourself?
That's the one. The reason I couldn't do it by myself is I'm like not that social. So I would have a hard time like even leaving.
I think I could probably do a month by myself.
The place.
To be honest with you, I think I could. I'm not sure.
But even then, it's not really by yourself because, like I was saying, you stay at hostels, you meet
exactly.
people.
You stay with hostels,
but it's still different, like meeting new people versus having friends that you know real well.
Yeah.
That's a very different.
So
thing.
usually it doesn't really matter. You're just like, I'm going out with these people. Fuck it.
And you have a good time, but there's still not that camaraderie. Like, and even then, I met people that like, I met them in one place and like, where you going? Oh, I'm going the same way. Let's catch a bus, and then you meet with them. You share a hostel with them. You share a bond with them, but it's not the same as like being with someone that you know. It's different. So you have to be open to that experience.
Yeah. She would crush me if I was like, hey, we're gonna catch this bus, and then we get to the next place, and hey, wait for me, man. I'm going to the bathroom, and I come back out and just like, I don't give a fuck about that guy. Like, he's taking a dump. Let's get out of here.
It's me.
Yeah. Like, hey, Pedro, wait for me. Oh, shit.
Man.
So, anyways, you're gonna try to make it down to like South America?
South America? So no, actually, South America isn't on this trip because my girlfriend, she's Hispanic, so
You gonna do that with her eventually?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it with her eventually. Essentially, she speaks Spanish. It's relatively accessible. At least it's in the same hemisphere as we are right now. So
you gonna make it down to Guatemala? Quit fucking around. Quit fucking around with all the other countries.
Hey man, you gonna take me or what?
I don't know about that. Well,
when's the last time you've been to Guatemala?
When me and Robert go to Guatemala.
What the
No. The thing is, like, I go like pretty frequently, but my issue is like all my family is there. So what I hate is when I go, I can't really do a whole. I'm gonna take y'all around like everywhere because it'll just be like, how come you didn't go visit your tia? And if I take you to visit my tias, we're just gonna be sitting around drinking coffee, eating bread for like 3 hours.
I don't mind that.
Nah,
like the first couple hours.
No, but that's like I got like 9-10 tias that I gotta go around to.
We get 9-10 days.
The tia tour over here.
Yeah, but that's not fun.
9-10 days.
If I go, it would be like I want to take y'all to like see maybe I don't know how y'all feel about seeing like ruins and shit. But
I'm about it.
I'm about that shit.
There's like a nice ass lake. It's a lot of shit.
Here's the thing about like. I feel like we should do like something like that, and at the same time, I'll take y'all like to Mexico, like to Monterrey, where like my family's from.
You from Monterrey?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I mean, not you, but your family.
Yeah, my family. Yeah, my family.
Obviously not you.
No. Yeah, I know you're from Houston.
You don't even speak Spanish.
Yeah. Born and raised.
No.
You don't even have botas.
Bullshit.
I did that.
Bullshit ass Mexican.
Fuck. And then you're back. That must be weird too, right? When you come back, you don't think you're gonna have some kind of weird like I'm not used to being like one place anymore. You think it'd just be like, damn, I'm fucking comfortable as fuck.
I really feel like it's gonna be the second one, man. I think that you know what? As much as I like traveling, again, I like normalcy more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I got it right now. It's like I got a job I like. It's fulfilling. A lot of room for growth, but there's something I got to do.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna go.
I understand. I understand completely. And like I'm gonna be honest with you, like. You taking this trip and you going on this, I mean, lack of a better terms, you're going on this fucking adventure. And that's just like what you've always been about, and that's always what I've like really respected about you. And that's pretty much what I told Brandy was just like, yo, to be honest, like what Robert's doing is pretty fucking like inspirational because this guy's going and he's going out there. He's going out there. He's winging this shit to the point of where like he's gonna figure it out as he goes, and that's what I'm all about as well. And so I told Brandy, my girlfriend, I was just like, to be completely honest with you, like if I had a chance between like getting a house, like buying a house, or like investing in like this trip to where like maybe you and I could take together, I'd much rather do that.
Yeah,
I'd much rather do that. And to my complete, like, not complete surprised, but to my enjoyment, she was like all for it as well.
Yeah.
And so I was like, way to go. Like that's exactly why I'm with you. That is why I'm fucking with you. Like you are like that like that's it. And so like I'm just saying like and this is probably the first time I've ever told you, but like the shit that you're doing, super fucking inspirational to me, man. And I applaud you. I applaud you for doing that shit, and it's fucking great.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, honestly.
I appreciate that. Like, I mean, an interesting part about it actually was when I first announced it at work. Like, we had this announcement like a month ago. We said like, all right, Robert's leaving. He's doing this. My boss totally like facilitated all this. She was like, you know what? He's doing this thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing, like that I didn't expect this because I work in a very corporate environment where it's very
Same
like,
here. Same here, yeah.
you go to work, you earn your money, you have a house, you have kids.
Yeah.
You got your 5 points.
You got your 5 points.
You got your 5. Hey!
Hey, yeah. Without going too far into that,
I didn't mean to sidetrack you.
that analysis,
Yeah.
which I still stand behind. I still stand behind that shit.
You do. You got your
I
5
still stand
points.
behind that. As much as people generally like,
The funniest fucking things. All right, go ahead.
as much as people like, generally like a normalcy and like, a stable life.
Yeah.
A lot of people came out of the woodwork and they were like, man, that people didn't expect. They're like, man, I think you're doing the right thing. I would do the same thing if I could go back and do it again and all this. But I didn't expect it because, the corporate environment's very much like, you get a career, you do your thing, you stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people came out and like gave me a lot of support, which I was really surprised by. And like,
Yeah, the thing is,
No,
like,
it's
it's
good,
the thing
man,
that a lot of
yeah.
people are probably like too scared to do.
yeah,
And like you said, it's like a set plan of like you gotta like work, get your house, start your family. That's like what you're supposed to do.
yeah,
And like you
For
doing
sure.
this, it's kind of like, damn, you're gonna do this shit like right when you're supposed to be, getting your
Yeah.
house and whatever. You got your fucking rest of your life to do that shit.
yep. And that's what everybody, all the folks in my work, they're like basically fist bumping me about that shit.
Yeah,
like,
and is it like
do your
older
thing, man.
people?
It's dude.
Yep.
It's dude.
Yep.
It's dude. Honestly, man, it's just fucking worth it, man. Like even in the ripe old age of 28, like I can just say, I get it, and it's just I can understand how like fulfilling that must be, and so that's why I'm saying like go out and fucking do that shit. Because
Yeah.
and you're doing it, and you're doing it to the most. Like you're living like your best life. Like
Oh
that.
my
Like
God. Don't do
that's
that shit to me.
that's the fucking like saying
Don't
of
do
like
that shit
this
to me.
generation.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
Say Robert's living his best life.
He cancels his shit right now.
I'm rolling my eyes at this shit.
I'm
right
just
now.
saying. I'm just saying that like the shit you're doing, that's fucking dope, man.
You know what?
like honestly.
I'll say a thing about this though. I also wouldn't idealize it too much because I think that it's something that I want to do. And when I first conceived it, I thought that it was going to be at the end all be all of my life. Like I'm gonna like quit my job. I'm gonna go do all this traveling. But I realized that actually like I'm actually looking forward to the other side of it more than I'm looking to the actual trip.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where like I got this, I got a great girlfriend that I'm looking forward to like settling down with and like starting a family and doing all that. And that's actually I feel like is going to be ultimately more fulfilling than what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But this is something I need to like do.
This
It's
is
just
something
something I
you
need to do.
It's just something you need to do. I
But
get
it's
it.
not the
I get
end
it.
all be all.
I
If
get
that
it.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that's why I
You're not gonna
understand.
come back and be like, fuck, I could have traveled the rest of my life.
And that's
like,
why I understand people who like I work with and they're talking about they started families when they were like 25, 26.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'm like 40 and I have like 5 kids or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a different life path than I'm doing that I'm ultimately going to like come around to
Mhm.
kind of, in a similar vein.
Mhm.
But it's like, I don't think these
There's
people
no
like,
shame in that.
they're not doing something wrong.
Yeah, they're not so. Yeah,
They're
exactly.
just-
They're not doing something wrong.
They're just taking a different path.
Yeah.
And I like respect that.
Yeah.
I totally respect it. This is just what I feel like I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly.
But I wouldn't present it as being like better or the way to do things or something like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And who knows? Their next kid could be Trump.
I feel like not to get like too sidetracked and like it's gonna be stupid, but I still want to talk about it. Like your 5 points, and it's because
My
like
5
it
points?
was
No,
one of the.
come on,
It was.
come
Well,
on.
I think this is one of the funniest.
Shout out to the 5 points.
It was one of the funniest things that like
Yeah,
I
honestly.
remember like laughing my ass off. I don't know if you know what we're talking about, right?
I know what you're trying to
Yeah,
about.
yeah, so,
I
like-
still feel like,
Yeah, a long time ago. Well, your 5 points are like definitely where it's at, right? Like that's the thing. So
especially if we went to Texas A&M, which is a very
Yeah,
conservative
Fuck
school.
yes, dude. Oh my god.
Yep.
yeah, this is a long time ago, and like we were sitting around with some other friends, and we were like talking about life or something probably.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert's like, look, man, people live their lives in this way where it's like 5 points. Like they gotta go to school, or it was like you gotta graduate, get your house, or it was like get married, get your house, and have your kids. It's like see 5
Get a
points.
job.
Oh yeah,
That's only 4.
Whatever. Get a job.
You gotta
No job.
You gotta get a degree.
I think I scooped in like get it. Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta get a degree. You gotta get a job. You gotta get a wife. You gotta get a house. You gotta
Yeah.
have some kids.
Yeah,
Those are the
There
5
you go.
points.
Those are 5
Yeah.
points.
at the time we were very, very into like, you're probably still into like dancing and shit like that and going to clubs. It was something we used to do a lot, and you used to do the stupid ass dance. And your dance used to be something along the lines of dancing like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're sitting there drinking.
It was fucking
Yeah. So we're sitting around.
exactly what you want.
So you're sitting around drinking, and you're like, "Those are the 5 points." But I just saying, I got my 5 points right here, and you just dancing your ass off.
Dude, that was the greatest shit
Oh, fuck.
I had ever seen in my entire life. My God.
God, this shit fucking killed me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I still think about it all the time.
Fuck yeah. Like that shit was fucking phenomenal.
Wow,
That shit
was-
was so good.
One drunken inspiration.
Yeah,
that came.
But that shit worked. That shit worked, man. And now, like, it's like you said, like you have your job, and now you're doing this adventure, and you're doing this journey because it's just something you feel like you have to do.
Like I do. And what's interesting is actually in the process of following through with it. So I had this idea for a long time, 3 years, 4 years, that I was going to do this. And the lead up to actually doing it was really good developmentally because it made me evaluate things like, I just have like a stable job. I pay my bills. I live a good life. I go out and party with my friends. But I never evaluated things like, well, how am I saving for retirement? Or things like, I've never thought about leaving my job because it's stable. It's like, how would I fare if I was unemployed, like, and finding a new job? Like, that was really scary to me. Like, the idea of, like, I'm going to willingly walk away from this job that I like. I'm going to be unemployed.
Yeah.
Like, what's my worth as, like, an employable person kind of thing. And, like, facing now is really, it's actually been a really big part of this transition that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I thought it was just, like, I'm working. I'm not going to be working. I'm going to be enjoying myself. But it really makes you evaluate, like,
what am I gonna do after?
what am I going to do?
Yeah.
How marketable are my skills?
Yep.
How well am I prepared financially to deal with this kind of thing? And it makes you like, it's a reality check, I guess, as opposed to just like collecting a paycheck, spending things, saving a little bit, paying my bills, doing whatever. And it's interesting. Like it's been very constructive.
I remember like it was like all those years ago that I think you told me like I want to do this and I want to go around the world. But it had been so long that I kind of forgot. I was like, I guess he's not doing that shit. And then it wasn't until like a couple months ago I was like, Robert's about to leave.
Probably but a bitch.
Yeah, Robert ain't doing shit. Yeah, and then like I think it came up like a few months ago or probably like a year ago or something maybe that you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take off. I was like, oh shit. Guess
Yeah.
he did it.
Yeah, he told me that. I was like, fuck, man. I guess what can I do? I guess start a fucking podcast.
I'll take credit for like 50% of this podcast.
There it is. Yeah, I'm like 80% of this podcast.
I feel like a lot of things though, like people say they're gonna do something or do whatever, but I don't know. I've said that too as well. Like many hobbies that I want to start, like that I want to start a hobby, I want to do whatever. But for some reason, this is something that like really stuck with me. That like I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is, realistically, I might actually regret doing it. As far as like, you know what, I may go on it. I may have given up a great job, and I can't come back to it.
Yeah.
And I ended up just, giving up the stability that I have, and I can't regain that, and that's just how it is. That's a possibility. That's on one hand. On the other hand is the guaranteed regret of not pursuing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I look at it, it's like I've come to terms with this. It's like, you know what? Maybe I won't ever find a job as good as this that, I enjoy as much or pays as well or whatever.
On the other hand,
But I guarantee you I'll regret not doing it.
Exactly.
That's a 100% certainty.
Yeah.
So fuck it. I'm going for it. And I'm like totally, like, it's weird. Tomorrow is my last day of work.
Yeah.
At a company that I've worked at for almost 5 years. It's my only job I've had out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm totally cool with it. It's like, you know what?
Nice.
I'm not making any more money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm officially unemployed. And you know what? Whatever. It's cool.
Here it goes.
It's fine. We're fucking off, man. We're done. I'm pushing away from the dock. We're fucking, it's rolling. It's cool.
Nothing special supports you.
Oh, well, thank you.
By the way, I wanted to say if we gave you some stickers, would you stick them like places around the world?
Fuck yeah!
Like I'm not trying to like.
Yes.
I'm not trying to take up all your room in your
I will
backpack.
absolutely do
Dog,
that.
we're giving you stickers.
You give me all the stickers. I'll put them in. I'll put a sticker per country I go to.
Hey, with your new Instagram fucking.
Which I just got Instagram yesterday.
Tell us your Instagram handle right now.
My Instagram handle right now is R.Rozy.
That's Rozy. Let's spell it for the people.
I'll spell it for the people. RROZACKY.
All right.
There you go.
What was that?
RROZACKY.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Where's
There
that?
we go.
That's how he says it.
That's how it's pronounced.
That's how it's pronounced. But I was telling Pedro about that. And I was like, that'd be cool.
Man,
I'm taking a picture of the stickers where they're at.
It was really funny.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, whenever you come back, and if you can't find a job, you always got a free internship right here with Nothing Special Podcast. We just require you to have some editing experience, and it's all you, dog. I will fire the free intern we have to fucking have you on our team. I'm dead serious. Frankie, would you agree?
I'm down.
Y'all are really generous, man. I appreciate that.
100%.
All the beers you want, man.
Well, yeah, all the 40s. I will pay you in 40s, dog. Don't even ask me.
I'll give you some stickers.
Yeah, fucking. I didn't realize y'all were so generous.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, shit. I feel like come to the close. You don't feel like you're going to close?
I feel like
we're gonna give Robert these stickers.
I feel like we've done it. We're gonna give Robert these stickers. He's gonna stick them all over the fucking world.
Yeah. Can we get some pictures of where they're at too?
I'll get some pictures. I'll post every single picture I post. It'll be on Instagram.
There it is. There it is.
He's gonna follow me on Instagram. RRozy, RROZACKY. There it is.
There it is, right there. I'm gonna give him the new Nothing Special stickers that we've gotten in. Shout out to Joel, because he came through with those stickers. I'm gonna teach you how to put them on.
I'm about to say, like, maybe give him the easy ones to put on.
I'm gonna give you both the easy ones and the little ones.
Robert doesn't have the time to be like fucking.
Regardless, Robert. I mean, it's honestly, it's been an honor having you on our show, man.
Yeah,
I mean, like we really support you in what you're doing, and we wish you the best of luck, and we hope you have like a fucking phenomenal time, man. I mean. You are like I said, I wasn't lying when I said that you're pretty much an inspiration to me, and I'm sure to a lot of other people. I mean, you're doing what you want to do, and that's fucking inspirational.
Well, excellent, man. I appreciate it.
I'd say I've known Robert for a long time. We were in a band together in high school.
Oh, we were.
Yeah, and we met back up in college, and it's good to see you finally going on this trip.
Honestly, you know what? I appreciate all the kind words. And I'll spread the word about Nothing Special Podcast as I go.
Spread it out. Make it worldwide, dog.
Hey,
also,
What's up?
You go ahead.
I was going to say, and I appreciate y'all having me on. And I hope I can come on again whenever I'm done with my trip.
I was about to say, a year from now, we want you back.
So I'll see y'all in late 2019 or maybe before.
A year from today, we are going to have you back. We're gonna.
I don't know about that. We don't know. I mean, maybe not.
He's gonna be just like this, like
ballparking it.
He's gonna be like long beard,
plus or minus 3 months. I'm just gonna be on here like the government.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about this.
I'll tell you what they're doing out there in the Philippines.
There's all those lady boys. Damn, dog, that's my chair.
Sorry about you. I'm sorry, man.
All right.
Oh, man.
With
that, we're going to end it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Nothing Special episode 44. This has been Robert. We wish him the best of luck. We love this guy so much. He's been our friend for I don't know how many years, but he's been a goddamn good friend. And he just spit all over my mic, but it's all good. Robert, we wish you the best of luck. And other than that, this has been Nothing Special, episode 44. So thank you guys so much for all the support, for all the listeners, for all the viewers. Keep it locked here on Nothing Special Network on YouTube. And of course, you can find us on any podcast app, iTunes, everything except Spotify. They haven't replied back to us for some reason. but regardless, thank you guys so much. And we appreciate all the support. So
appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here you go.
Cheers.